Good evening, everybody. Hello, welcome to stream. It is lovely to have you here. Sage and Nobu and Josh and Oki and any lurkers. Oki, that is such a wonderful combination of emotes. Uh, hello, everybody. Dark Souls, you wanna show up on stream at some point? Because I really like the juxtaposition of this music and this game. It makes me very happy to just have this silliness going together. Yes, if you don't follow Oki, please do. Oki is wonderful. Okay, Sage. Or Katamari Dark Souls mod. It's the exact same game, but you just roll around the world, sucking up enemies and getting big enough to suck up bosses. Like, these both sound good. Anyway, Oki makes me laugh all the time. And Oki also played some very good games of Nut with me last night, and it made me very happy. Hi, Hotspot. Taintaki Doki. Yeah. We're just gonna keep going. Hopefully beat Seath eventually. Man, I forgot that this is where this was. Yeah. We even got a singular #1 victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite. I really like that the timing on that swing means that if I knock somebody down, they stay down. Yay, Oki, have good day. I know Oki was quite tired yesterday. Sage, I know that wasn't directed at me, but if it ever is, the answer is definitely yes. In fact, I would happily nut with Sage. But I don't know if Sage nuts. For those who aren't aware, that's what I call playing Fortnite. Just straight up nothing. I just want to make sure everybody knows that this is not sexual harassment of my mod. Sage, do you have Switch? It doesn't look as good on Switch, but it runs pretty okay. You took 3 hours longer on a coding test than you wanted to, but it was fun and you actually cooked a meal up to it. Okay, that's fine. You finished it. That's the part that mattered. Yeah, so check out Fortnite on Switch. It's... like, I want to be clear. It is butt-ass ugly. But it technically runs. Which is more than could be said for my PC for a while. Yeah, Sage. It's cross-platform with all platforms, I believe. Stealth, who I frequently play with, is on Switch. I'm currently on PC. I think Cahill's on PS4 or something. Yeah, it's actually got some of the better cross-platform support. Pokemon community game, please can you stop this? No one caught it because it wasn't available. Yeah, maybe I'll have like a community Fortnite stream at some point. This is too early. Camera. Love it. Hello, Jay! everybody, it's Jay, who is cute and wonderful. Oh. We gonna start sliding? We gonna start sliding! God, this game is just held together with duct tape and press stick. Wish it was easier to see where the ledge is. Be that direction. I'm just gonna book it. Yep. It's interesting. Max was correct. This is much easier if you've been through it even once. Hello, Zach. Oh yeah. No, I've understood it for a while, Zach. It's just there are places where it shines brighter. Hello, LB. I do think it is an interesting choice that this game has basically no music. Is the stream down? Looks okay on my end. These guys take 2 hits, which should be illegal. Oh no, LB. Do you have any kind of VPN or proxy up? Those can interfere. Otherwise, try it in an incognito tab. Sous vide these nuts. Hi, Juice. I was just reading what's... Ow! I looked at chat. That was a mistake. Chat, why did you let me do that? I'm 100% blaming you. Yeah, try it on mobile as well. I have attempted Seath, I think 2 or 3 times, Oki. It's a bad time. It wasn't a good time for me. I figured out how to make him not immortal. But the fact that he wasn't immortal didn't stop him from, you know, murdering me ruthlessly. It's funny, because Shadow Mage told me that when they fought Seath, they literally don't even remember the fight because it was so easy. I'm still going to suggest trying it on a different browser than LV. If you're using Firefox, try Chrome, or vice versa. Or just, you know, Microsoft Edge. You probably have it, even if you never use it. Well, time to die. Oh, I thought... I thought his name had an E at the end. That's on me. Okay, don't get too close is apparently the rule. Damn it! Hello, Far. This is... I feel like I'm doing something wrong, because this is a really hard fight. Jay, I don't think I cursed. He just hit me with his big old tentacles. This is the very last of these. No, it's not. There's one more. Juicy Pear or Booger. Ugh. Ugh, Bean Boozled make one good flavor challenge. Level impossible. Oh, I thought you meant did I get the curse status, Jay. No, I try not to curse too often, but it happens. It happens a lot in this game. Because Dark Souls is here to make you suffer. And it's non-apologetic about it. Hello, Elvie. I'm glad you found a way to get it to work. Zach, is that thing use magic? Because my normal technique of stand right in their butt isn't really working out super good. I've never seen Spy Kids, but the phrase thumb people makes me very happy. Rework the stand in their butt idea. Okay. So, I'm assuming it's stand close, it's just get the right spot to do so. Have a good lurk, Jay. And it's been very nice to have you back recently. I don't know who the thumb people are, but apparently people have opinions. I mean, yeah, worst case scenario. I'll just burn some humanity and ask somebody to help me. That is the Dank Sloth's way. Oh my god. That is why Seath sought immortality. Because he doesn't want to eat beans. Juice. As a general rule, no. In this case, yes. I will do it for you. I like that you both sent the same message, as far as I can tell. Oh. I regret clicking that. So there's that. My day is immeasurably worse. Thank you, Juice and Sage. I mean, Sage, you're kind of hot. They're not kind of hot. Max? Max, hello. Thank you for the raid. And Mal, Yeno? Welcome to chat. I don't think I've seen you around before, but if you have been watching Max, then I know you've got good taste. Max! You have no obligations. Oh, I almost ran off in the wrong direction. However, again, no obligations. I will say that I will hop into VC. I'll do that. And if you want to be part of that, that's up to you.
Yeah.
It's Max.
I literally was pulling up Discord to send Copper the Kermit the Frog Talking Heads Once in a Lifetime video. Saw you message me, went over to it and saw it was deleted, and I was like, oh no, he's live. I forgot. I'm a fool.
No,
I was over here farming like an idiot.
You were streaming. God.
To be fair, I was streaming on a whim, so like,
I mean,
I had a schedule I had to keep or anything.
You could have kept streaming.
I could have, yeah, but it was fine. I saw the game I was playing up because I'm just working on the randomizer stuff.
Yeah.
Also, as soon as I pulled up Twitch, it showed your thumbnail for like, oh yeah, here's who's streaming today, and it just shows you dying to see the game. I was like, yeah, that tracks. See, it's a rough ride if you just don't know his fight amazingly well.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when was it? Wednesday? I'm talking to Shadow Mage, and he's like, yeah, I don't actually remember that fight. It was over so quickly. And I'm like, you fucker.
Yeah, he was messaging me about it too. No, Sage, don't ever hold back on saying something weird in chat.
Sage, I hate to say this, but you must be new around here.
Hold on. I can tempt her. Perhaps a bribe works.
Max knows your greatest love language. Piss.
What made that quote happen? I'm scared.
I mean, we must have been talking about landlords. That's the only reason I would say that.
Actually, yeah, that does sound about right. Also,
hello,
Uncle.
Sal.
Also, yeah, Sal. I adore people being weird, just constantly.
So, one thing that I think a lot of people in chat probably don't realize is how much a streamer thrives off weird energy.
Oh, it is so much easier and way more fun if people in chat are being off the walls kinds of weird.
Because, honestly, it can get kind of boring if people are just normal.
Well, yeah, like, that's half the fun of the internet for me. Because it's kind of always been that way. It's like, you can kind of skip small talk with people, because it's the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I would also love to hear about the weather, but there's not an obligation to ask you about it.
Yeah. We start by talking about piss.
Yeah, and we end by talking about piss. It's the horrible piss. You remember how you chopped the tail off of the gaping dragon?
Yeah, I've been trying to get close to his tail, but he doesn't seem to like that.
I was gonna say, it's really difficult, and it gives you a weapon you're not gonna be able to use. But it's possible, and it sucks. It takes, like, 75% of his health to chop. No one caught Wurmple. I'm mad. Now I'm a Grumpus.
You're allowed
Wurmple
to be.
sippy soup.
God damn
I'm
it.
just like, I prefer weird, but like still be respectful, you know? Not everyone likes piss in their chat.
I'm barely hitting this dude. Wait, is his tum a weak point?
I don't think it has a weak point. but I don't know for sure.
It's just glowy.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's just a part of him. I went to go look up what he's weak to, and the first thing that pops up is he's weak. His weakness is beating to a pulp. He's only strong against magic, and that doesn't matter. I've two-shot him with magic. Thanks, Internet. Really helps with what I was asking. So, you say coordinates and temperature, do you just mean like random ones? Or like hours? Cause like that just sounds like GeoGuessr with extra steps. Luckily, Dark Souls 1 doesn't have many, like, multiple phase boss fights.
Yeah. Which is good, because they are the worst thing in a lot of games.
There are some in Dark Souls 3 that I think are really cool, and that's the best compliment I can give to multi-phase boss fights.
There is a place for them.
There is. Not here. I do like how Dragon Slayer armor is in DS3, because it doesn't technically have different phases, but it does, and it tricks you into thinking he's staggered and you can get some free hits, and then he will shockwave you to death.
Yeah.
That I would love.
Yes!
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
hell
wait,
yes.
Is he actually dead?
Yes, he's actually.
Okay.
Okay,
so you see, my mistake was going behind him. Apparently in front of him is much easier.
He's got, technically, I believe, 2 attacks that hit in front of him. One clips the front, and one's an actual laser that he shoots down the middle that will hit you really hard. Also, by the way, those are people who got petrified, or rather cursed, in this arena.
Oh, that's neat. I like that.
You can also find, I don't know if it's in this game or DS2, but there are enemies that will petrify you. You will find, if you're connected to the internet, you'll find corpses of people who have been petrified at that spot.
That's cool. I don't think I've seen that. Also, I didn't get the tail carve, and I do not care.
Yeah, it drops the Moonlight Greatsword, but, like, genuinely, who cares?
The what
Greatsword?
Greatsword?
The Moonlight Greatsword. The famous one.
Oh, Isn't that... That's... The one in Dark Souls 2 is, I think, like a fake?
There are 2 in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, because Bernhard of Jugo, his one isn't real, I believe.
Yeah, his is the fake one. It still looks cool, though.
Yeah. And then, isn't there something similar in Bloodborne?
I mean, it's just there. Like, it's called something different, but it's Ludwig's Holy Blade, I believe. There's 2 that sound like that, and no, Ludwig's Holy Blade is the one that I actually use. It's the one you get from... Oh, it's the Holy Moonlight Sword.
So, if I go for 37 strength...
Yeah.
Firstly, it boosts my... it boosts my attack, especially one-handed. But secondly, I believe 37 is the point at which two-handed, your 50% bonus gets you to 50. Which means...
I believe.
It means I can start wielding other fun things.
Yes.
I mean, my stats barely matter at this point, so...
I mean, yeah.
I might as well go ham.
Yeah, for sure. You're paid. You have to go ham.
Correct. Man, I would like to be in more of LOP streams, but I haven't yet. And I feel
it's
like
the
that's
time for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So you've got a couple bosses left.
Demon King Great Axe. This is the one I wanted to try.
Yep, you can.
Oh my lord.
So, do you want to know a fun secret about this game?
Excuse me.
So, there are some weapons with weapon arts, but they don't, because you don't have mana, they don't work the same. Weapon arts consume durability.
But it doesn't matter because it's got massive AoE.
Yes. Up until it breaks, but yes.
Like, I'm not going to use this weapon.
Why not?
Because I really like my Zweihander.
Alright.
But also Dragon Tooth.
I was gonna say, you might as well try like all weapons, because you now can use, I believe, any strength weapon.
Oh!
Yeah,
Those two
chunky.
look exactly the same.
And yet they're both crazy chunky.
Yeah. And this is an actual literal dragon's tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, this doesn't have a follow-through on the heavy attack.
No, because I think that would just snap your spine in half.
That is valid. Oh my lord.
I know you said you wanted to go with the giant's halberd and shield,
I can wield this one-handed now.
Yeah.
My strength is absurd.
So you can finally do what you wanted, which is full Havel's gear, and then giant's halberd and shield.
Oh my lord. I'm not going to stick with this, because I'm happy with my current.
I mean, Oki, he is online.
Thank you for the follow, goddammit, Bobby. That's a very good username. Welcome to stream.
Howdy. We just killed our second Great Lord.
Yeah. God damn, Havel's ring is cool. My equip load isn't even that high.
It's really not.
Like, am I still
thing
medium rolling? No,
yeah, I was gonna say,
no, I'm not.
The thing is, they did nothing but buff equip load scaling later in the games.
Yeah. Thank you for the dude, Selfie. Oh, this is Chat.
A little too chunky.
Chat, like it's too chunky, but I can level endurance to get that equip load up.
I was gonna say, even if you can't roll, that shield will block so many things.
Yeah, I think it barely matters at this point.
Like, because of how stats work, if you pull up your shield in the equipment menu and like look at its stats, you should see a stability thing.
Yeah.
So functionally,
ooh, wrong button. Wait, I can just go Havel's Great Shield.
Yes. So the stability stat, if you look at it, it is essentially a percentage.
Got to check in the item itself.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like a stability of 60 is it will negate 60% of the damage, and the 40% will go towards your stamina instead of your health.
Okay.
And then all the different defensive stats are also percentages of how much it just shields you from. So with that one, obviously physical, it all goes to,
to shield.
Your stamina, as it does. With magic, 60% of it will go to your shield's damage, and 40% you'll just take as health damage, even if you're putting your shield up. You will not find anything that like guards against anything but physical 100%. But Jesus Christ, those are ridiculously high numbers.
Oh my lord, Havel's Great Shield.
I was gonna say, 16% of an attack goes to your stamina if you use Havel's, and you still almost perfectly negate every element.
I can't... What strength do I need for this?
Probably 50.
Oh my lord.
I mean, it's a slab of rock.
I know.
Pure rock.
Okay, there's no reason. I'm still going to aim for that.
Yeah. I mean, the reason is because it'll be funny.
And is there a better reason to do anything in this world?
Especially not after you hit the soft caps for your 3 stats.
Yeah. It's all about the memes.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. So, I have a suspicion that if I go underneath the graveyard, I am going to find the man called First of the Dead.
I mean, eventually, yes. You'll also find the saddest boss fight in the game by maybe a third of the fan base, by their standards.
Is it optional?
No.
Okay, so it's not, what's her name? Lady Priscilla or something?
She is optional, and no, it's not her. She's not sad, it's just fucked up if you kill her, because you have no reason to.
Oh, okay.
Trom, Sage, you're both incorrect. I can never remember what Pig calls him, but it's
Wade
definitely not either of those.
Joyneck?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell I can memorize it as well as you have it, just on command.
It is
but yes,
burned into my brain.
So there is an optional boss back at the asylum that you
yes,
can
how
still
do I
go
get
back
there?
To. Yeah, so last time I asked if you wanted a hint, you were like, no, I want to find it, and then you didn't, so... did you ever unlock the elevator to Andre, the blacksmith?
Elevator? Ooh, I don't think I did. I was always taking the stairs.
Okay, so if you can go back to Andre for me.
Sure. Damn it. Just step over that ledge.
Yeah.
I know your armor's chunky, but, like, you can lift your foot 6 inches, buddy.
I was gonna say, God. If you can walk in it, like, you can take a step.
Okay, so I went the wrong way, while trying to go the right way.
No, Josh, there's Andre the blacksmith and the giant blacksmith, but there's not Andre the giant.
That's disappointing. Elevator to Andre.
Yes, this right here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I did activate this.
Look behind you once you press the button.
Yeah?
Nope.
Oh! You dropped down there?
That's a weirdly shaped ledge. Wonder where that could lead.
Interesting.
Oh, Sage, he is really good in The Princess Bride.
Everything about The Princess Bride is really good. What are you even talking about? I think
my favorite part is them breaking, like, not just the fourth wall, but the secret fifth wall we didn't know existed by going, like, yeah, the story sucks, we're gonna cut out the shit that doesn't matter, and telling you in the story, like, by the way, this is why.
Oh!
Like, my teacher basically said the same thing, which is...
That was a chunkier fall than I was expecting.
The only game you can take fall damage like that, and it will not just annihilate you. You fall like half that distance in any other game, and your character will get one shot.
Yeah. Try jumping off. That seems like a bad bit of advice.
Does it?
Is that where I go?
That's a place you can go. I will say you don't have to jump. You can just do a roll off of it, but I don't know if you have to fat roll or medium roll. I think anything above a medium will work. I normally don't ever do anything but light roll in this game, so I don't know for sure.
I'm medium rolling at the moment, so I should be okay.
Okay, then you'll be fine, yeah. You still have to line it up, though.
Do I have to aim for, like, that middle bit?
You just have to aim for, like, the square part of that banister, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just, like, step to the edge and roll forwards, and it should land you right there.
Neat.
It does just really, really tear up your nerves, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll do that. My question is, do I go for that item and try
If you would like to. It's an item.
I assume so. Nah, you know what? I can get that item another time.
You can, but you can also go up those stairs.
Wait, I did go up the stairs, though.
There were more stairs behind the stairs once you go up them. There's
Stair
like a
section?
part. Yeah. Man, I watched that movie like 2 years ago for the first time.
It's good.
I disagree. I didn't like it. I don't think it was bad, but like...
That's perfectly valid, but you're wrong.
Sure.
No,
Hey Pig, have you ever wanted to role play?
There are so many meanings to that word.
Correct. Play the role. Get in the nest, boy. You play Dark Souls 2, you know what's up.
I didn't expect that to be the... Oh. Just... There's something so descriptive about, A, curl up like ball.
No interaction button has ever been as very explicitly descriptive as curl up like a ball. Do it. Also, Trom, I didn't hate it, it just very much wasn't good. The last, like, 20 minutes is just a very long action sequence that doesn't really... Like, it didn't have to be that long, dude.
How long does this take?
What do you mean? This is the game. Welcome to Dark Souls 1. Become Egg.
Oh! I legit thought I was doing something wrong.
No, of course not. Remember when you were asking about the bird?
I mean, I assumed the nest was related to the bird.
Yeah. Maybe not to this degree, however.
I do think Inception has an amazing soundtrack.
I don't remember it super well. I was kind of trying to focus on the plot.
Okay. That is valid. It's very confusing.
It wasn't confusing. I was just like, this is the first time I'm actually watching this movie. I want to make sure I'm paying attention to it. So, like, most of my ear were focused on voice. So, here's where Snuggly the Crow is. And also a second boss fight. And also the access to the DLC. Well, the key to the DLC, not the access to it.
Oh my lord.
There's a lot of things in the starting area for some reason.
Since when do these guys hit hard?
Every time you walk in here. What do you mean?
I have Havel's armor.
Yeah, and they're harder than rock anyway.
I fear.
What do you fear for?
My soul.
The dark one?
Oh, there we go. You know what? Fuck this game. Actually.
Yeah.
The fact that you take a shit ton of fall damage on that. Giving you that much fall damage before a boss?
The thing is, fall damage percentage. You will always take a fuck ton of damage from that.
I know. That's kind of my point. Is it pomegranate or is it old Band-Aid? Come on, chat.
I thought you were just asking me, is it pomegranate? And that was just the question. I was like, you know what, Pig? I don't know. Is it?
Oh, that's lovely. Really good vintage on that old Band-Aid.
I was gonna say, that doesn't sound like the joy of a pomegranate.
I'm not a super fan of pomegranate, but, like, it's pleasant compared to the alternative.
I'm a fan of actual pomegranates.
I kind of...
By the way, if you don't recall, there is a bonfire in the asylum if you wanted to go do that.
But it's past where I fell.
You only fall in the center. You can skirt the edges.
Cool, I'll do that.
Listen, I wasn't going to tell you anything for your first death, just in case.
No, I remember there was a bonfire. That's what I was going for.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't going to warn you about the hole in the ground until you fell through it once.
That I appreciate. Sage, I'm certainly doing better.
I mean, honestly, like, Sage is right. You've died very few times, given how much you've done in this game.
I have had a lot of help from a lot of kind people. Stares at Max.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Okay, so you only have to wait super long the first time.
Yeah, it's just to make you feel like an idiot, like you're doing something stupid for no reason. Thanks, Dark Souls, really cool. Man, you just talking about Bloodborne makes me want to go play it again.
Go do it. Bloodborne looks cool.
It is cool.
I wish there were a PC release, but there never will be.
I know. My PS4 literally is just a Bloodborne machine, and I'm so mad about that. And I'd love to send you my PS4 so you could play it, but...
Oh, I've got a PS4.
Oh, okay. You just said it looks cool. It made it sound like you have no way to play it.
You see, the problem is, with Souls-likes... Oh, is that where I can do stuff with Snuggly?
Yes.
Cool. I don't really enjoy Souls-likes, except in a streaming form. It just occurred to me. Good job, go straight ahead. The fuckers. They knew this would happen.
So that is intended for when you beat the Asylum Demon the first time. It's saying, like, congrats, you beat the first boss, go proceed.
Oh,
You're reading it backwards.
But yeah, so
You stream from your PS4?
theoretically, but like not with OBS and my overlays and everything. Because my PS4 is not in the same room I stream from.
Oh, gotcha.
Anyway.
Yay, heals.
Let's-a go.
Do you intend on going to the DLC?
I don't know.
Okay. I was asking because the key to get it is here somewhere, and I was like, I don't know if you want to come all the way back here for that after you find out you want to do that.
I mean, why am I even here? Is it just for this boss fight?
It was just for the boss fight, yeah.
Cool.
Well, it drops upgrade material that you might want.
Like, is there any reason to go back to my starting cell or anything?
There is. You can get more upgrade materials there, too.
Neat. I thought maybe it was just for nostalgia.
I mean, that does sound like a thing to do. Like, yeah, just walk back. Go enjoy the power trip of one-shotting everything. But no, there's actual stuff here.
God, it's so well lit. Why is it so well lit?
Also, yeah, Sage. Like...
Oh, it's one of these guys! And we can actually deal now. Oh, I deal actual amounts of damage to it.
Yeah, imagine if this dude was actually outside your starting cell when you start the game.
I wouldn't put it past Dark Souls. Ooh,
I mean,
red Titanite.
Yeah. I mean, it does throw you up against a silent demon with no weapons. It goes, heh, figure it out.
Peculiar doll. I don't like that.
He got the doll, chat.
Wait. Where is it? I hate that more.
It's a key item. Hello, Mr. Winter. Welcome back.
Hello.
We beat Seif.
A strange doll with strange dress. I don't like that.
Strange phrase.
Oh.
I mean, they have longer form descriptions. Yeah, he got through
that,
by the stray demon.
Is that where I fall down into?
Yep.
Neat. I forgot that they have long form descriptions. Actually, let's take a look. There once was an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. Is that... God, now my brain's just saying Ariandel, which is, I think, the place from Frozen.
No.
Oh wait, that's in Dark Souls 3, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. You can't blame me, though. Like, painted world...
I was gonna say, there was some uncertainty in my voice, because I was like... The only way I know it is the painted world of Ariandel, so just hearing it, I was like, that could be also the place from Frozen.
So this... Excuse me.
Rude. Sir, you can... By the way, in Frozen it's Arendelle, so, like, that's why...
Oh, okay.
Like, that sure is...
Why are you so strong? Who are you?
He's the guy who gave you the Estus.
Yeah, why is he alive again?
You know the plot of this game, Pig? You can't die.
I know, but he seemed like he was dying properly. That's not a grass crest shield, so I do not care.
No. The grass crest is in an area you've yet to go to. You could have already, though.
Well, I could have gone almost anywhere at this point,
right? Kind of, yeah.
Okay, let's do the bullshit.
I mean, you got it. You know the fight. You fought the Fire Sage. You know it's
I did not fight the Fire Sage demon. I completely bypassed him because his explosions were too explosiony.
Yeah, but like the fact that you know he has explosions means you fought him at least. I didn't say you won.
Does he also have explosions?
He might also have explosions.
Cool. Ow.
Luckily, the general rule of thumb for this boss is smack that ass and you're good. It's so weird. Could you imagine doing this fight before you did the gargoyles?
Can you?
Yeah, absolutely. You just need to have access
course.
to Andre's shop. And not even technically his shop itself, just like that general location.
I find these explosions significantly less obnoxious.
That's because they are. He only does it on the one attack, and it's still just back up.
No, he does it on 2 attacks.
Oh, he does. I'm never in front of him. So
what was that whiff?
Also, yes, Sage. They're like comically large and don't do anything about it. It's great.
God damn.
I mean, you got this. I believe in you.
That attack just hits so fucking hard.
The explosion one? Yeah.
Oh boy! I'm so hungry, I could eat an octorok!
Thank you, Mr. Winter.
By the way, you can just hit his tail. It's a little harder to hit because it wiggles around and stuff, but it is like farther back if you want that safety.
Damn it! Mistimed my roll.
It's fine. You got him down below half.
Yes, but then I have to eat a bean. Also, I strongly suspect this is not a Kindle bonfire. Yeah, so I've only got 5 of these. Oh well. Rotten egg or buttered popcorn. 2 terrible flavors for a jelly bean. Mr. Winter, I hope you get enough soon. It's actually a very good game, as much as I hate it.
Yeah. That's the general consensus on the entire series is, I hate it, but it's really good.
Oh. I'm sorry you had to see that, chat.
It was off camera, so you're good.
The worst thing is I think that was the buttered popcorn. It's just a really bad flavor.
Yeah. More Pecco. Oh, my beloved.
I'm okay with more Pecco. I missed a Puku Muku this morning, and I'm really sad.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yeah.
I hate more Pecco because I don't do competitive, but I do sometimes do like Pokemon Showdown where I don't have to do any of the work for it, and like more Pecco is just such a bitch to try and counter if you're just not immediately prepared for it.
Interesting. I was not aware of that.
It's got some danger to it, yeah. A lot of the Pikachu clones have a lot of hidden potential. Gestures at Pachirisu.
Really?
Do you not know the famous Pachirisu?
I do not.
Someone took it to the actual finals of championship and killed like 3 dragons with it. Like meta level dragon type Pokemon were killed by Pachirisu. It's the power of Nuzzle. It's 100% guaranteed paralysis.
Oh.
It's awful.
It won't last, but I've got him in a loop. Ah, yeah. There we go.
Sometimes you just gotta slap an ass. I do love his staff.
Yeah,
I
it's
get
very
like
cool.
a good look because, like, of course I can't. It's kind of way up there. But it does kind of look like a catalyst you get at the very end of the DLC by fighting a really god-awful boss. Well, one of the DLCs.
Ow.
Loki, congrats on the little Pikachu. But, like, fucked up and hungry.
Okay, so yeah, Morpeko is the one with Hangi mode.
Yeah. It's got baby mode and Hungy. I don't think I've ever had to see Sage hungry. I don't think I would want to. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. Titanite slab, humanity, homeward bone.
Yeah, that slab's the only reason that you need to be down here.
When the fuck did I say that? That quote is something.
That's a lot. You're normally not, like, that violently vulgar.
I am going to say it was almost certainly a Phoenix Wright stream. That's the only...
You can tell me you said that while you were playing Minesweeper, and I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not?
Elation. Someone's very happy to have won.
Yeah.
Wait.
There's actually some interesting storytelling that's done if you start the game and know to pay attention, because you see this dude kind of wandering around.
Yeah, I did notice that there was something happening here.
You also... There's some context explaining how that dude who gave you the Estus Flask got his shit rocked. And that is, he fought the Asylum Demon on the roof. He got punched through the roof.
Oh my lord.
Well, if you recall, do you remember how you get into the room that he's in?
Yeah, the
iron ball breaks the wall down.
Yeah, there's no way in.
There's no way in or out. He got
you see, I had assumed he got, like, knocked by the boulder into the room.
Yeah, nah.
But that doesn't make sense now that I think about it, because he wasn't there.
Yep. And the Asylum Demon drops down from the ceiling.
It does.
There's so many, like, little things where it's like, if you're not explicitly told this and not actively looking for it, how would you even know?
That is good background storytelling.
It's fascinating. I love optional stories. I don't necessarily enjoy the way this game does it, but I do love
Oh my
optional.
lord, is that his hole?
Does someone want to put that in the cold pot?
I knew that was going to happen.
I wanted to give it some space so that someone also wanted to clip it. There was some empty air there. Yes, that's where he fell through. Got punched through? Whatever. Do you also recall there was definitely a fully armored dude who dropped the key to your cell down a hole in the ceiling?
I assume it's the same dude. So that you could
get out? Yeah, he let you out.
That was nice of him.
Yeah, then he died. Then he comes back, and then you kill him.
To be fair, he was trying to kill me.
Yeah, he was hollow. You're doing him a favor, but it's still sad. Yeah, if you just go to a bonfire, you should be able to teleport out. The only other thing here...
The boulder does no damage now. That's hilarious.
Who would win? A rock or a moving rock? Oh, I must see Oki. I must see the baby. Also, thank you, Sage.
I apologize for nothing, Sage. Hello, Stitch.
Yay! Stitch was in my chat earlier. He was being all cute.
Don't forget me!
Oki, why can't you join Pig's World?
Because I'm hollow?
I just meant in general.
Okay, it's locked. I have a master key. I'm assuming
the master's key does not work for that, though. The master's key works for a bunch of different things. Jesus Christ, Oki! Why are you level 245?
Okay, But for why?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Oki, did you just level up endurance to infinity? Because if so, that is magnificent.
Yeah, so she's wearing the Sunlight Maggot, Smo's chest piece, what looked like Taurus Demon's hooves. I don't actually know what armor that is. I don't do Fashion Souls. She's dual-wielding katanas. And apparently she has the ring that lets you do ninja flips if you're under a certain percentage. So not only is she dressed like Smo, she can ninja flip dressed like Smo.
That is glorious and beautiful.
Is that what Havel's leggings look like under, like, the skirted part of the chest piece? I didn't realize they make you look just like a satyr.
Anyway, I assume
That's
it is
so
time to bowl.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can either start the small side quest to fight one boss, or go into the skeletons for the other.
Is the side quest here?
No, the side quest is in the woods.
The woods by Seath?
The woods by Andre.
Oh, right, there are woods there.
There are.
So either way, I'm heading out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to do both of them anyway, so it's more a matter of when.
I have heard tell that in some ways the easiest boss is on the way to, well, I assume it's on the way to...
Yes, that's also one of the sadder ones.
We talking Pinwheel?
We talking Pinwheel. So, Pinwheel's one of those bosses that you can fight as soon as you beat the Asylum Demon.
I'm assuming that's what I was looking for. The Undead Asylum Floor 2
Yes.
West Key.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
So I should have got it first. Oh well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Sorry,
so
you were
Pinwheel
saying?
you can fight as soon as you get here. And so it's kind of scaled for that.
Oh, okay.
You know, a couple of bosses before now. Like a few.
Okay, let's go
So
do that.
odds are you will, like, 3-shot him.
Okay.
Like, he's a really rough fight if you fight him when you're supposed to.
Fighting bosses when you're supposed to? Who does that?
Yeah. Not me, the one who decides to fight the dancer early every time they play Dark Souls 3.
Now that sounds unpleasant.
It's so much fun, I love her fight.
I just want stamina, to be honest.
And equip load. Get that
Stamina
fast
and
rolling
equip load,
Havels.
yes. You know where I don't want to go again?
Where?
New Londor. Or New Londo, whatever. Looks scary.
Well...
I only briefly glimpsed it and I already didn't like it.
Well, you're gonna have to at some point.
Well, I assumed so. Like, I didn't think they'd put an entire chunk of the game as completely optional.
I'm trying to think. I'm sure there are... Stitch, very cute Sage. Absolutely agree.
Yeah. Stitch is top tier cute.
More people would know it if he kept his selfies up.
Oh my lord, I can one-shot the big guys now.
Yeah.
Look at that pelvis go.
Oh, hell yeah. That's the real reason I have a skeleton OC.
Spinny Pelvis is my favorite reggae band. I'm glad you enjoyed that. This is where I wear the Sunlight Maggot, right?
Yeah.
To make this slightly less awful?
This slightly is an understatement. To make it not hell.
Oh, okay. This must be...
Butt spot, please.
The thing is... Like, Dark Souls 2 has an emphasis on light.
Well, it tells you there's an emphasis on light. It kind of forgot to implement it super well.
But, like, there are lamps and things. Torches.
Well, yeah, it's just like... Okay, yeah, you're tanky enough for that. It's just like that game isn't dark enough to, like, require it.
Yeah.
Which, there are mods people have made that are like, no, use your torch. Because apparently darkness is just a filter in that game, and they were just like, yeah, we just turned up the filter, so, like, you have to.
I'm sorry. I got counter-stabbed by a skeleton?
Get parried. Yeah, so fun fact, this place sucks.
Really? How can you tell? It's so much fun so far.
Oh, dude. You're not even there yet. Dad, he doesn't even know about the funny spins.
Oh, Are you talking about the cartwheel skeletons? Because yes, I know about the cartwheel skeletons.
You can know about them, that is very different than... There are about 8 of them. There are 8 bone wheel skeletons before pinwheel.
And they're more difficult than pinwheel.
Objectively so, yes.
I'm sorry. They have to die twice?
Yeah.
Are they some sort of shadow?
No, they're skeletons.
Wait. How do I kill them?
So here's the thing.
There's someone bringing them back, right?
There's a necromancer, and it's not Quantum. Well, Quantum might be here, but he's probably not the one doing this.
Is there, like, a good way to find the necromancer, or just...
No. The only good way to find it, other than looking around, is to ask me, and I'll be like, yeah, it's down there.
Okay. But on a first playthrough, that's not the way to do this.
The way to do it is literally just keep doing this, or use a certain... There's a certain weapon infusion that will leave them dead, and it scales off faith.
Ew.
Right? It's the only use of faith, and it's still eh. I mean, that, and technically, like, if you do a paladin build where you're mostly melee, but you've got some heals, it's, like, not bad. It just helps your Estus last a bit longer, but it's still... I don't know. You could be putting those points into strength, you know?
Yeah. And I can't rest here, because there are enemies about. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to say it, but you killed the necromancer, so just give him a quick
Oh,
call.
was he the one with the fire?
Cloaked dude throwing flames at you.
Oh, okay. You see, I was gonna ask that, but then I thought that seemed too easy.
I mean, that's the thing. This is technically a
lower level
early game area, so like it's not. He doesn't hate you that much.
Is there another necromancer?
No. So the skeletons respawn. It's
just,
okay. Yeah,
but they don't.
Bonfire.
They don't infinite re. Oh right, it's a bonfire. Right, I'm a dingbat.
Yeah, the necromancers don't respawn here.
Man, there is so much in one word.
Oh god. I don't know why I like Dark Souls, because every time I talk about anything even kind of specific, I'm like, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, I hate that. Like,
the thing is, it comes together and is genuinely more than the sum of its parts.
It is, because if you look at any singular part, you will hate it.
Yeah.
Every single part.
You know what? That's really pretty.
Yeah, I love this area. There's a callback to this in DS2 when you go fight the Skeleton Lords.
Yeah. Okay, so this is vaguely the same area.
Yeah, it's supposed to be reminiscent of it, like, visually. I don't think it's the same place geographically, though, because DS2 is really bad about just kind of doing whatever with its plot.
Well, yeah, and it's very questionable if Drang Lake is Lordran in the distant future.
Or Lothric in the distant past.
Or if those are in some way the same idea.
So, the only confirmation we have is the Kingdom of Lothric in some degree takes place around Anor Londo because you go to Anor Londo.
Yeah.
That's the best we got. The rest of it is still like, do your best. Because like, you go to the area around Anor Londo in DS3.
Yeah.
It sucks, and I hate it, but you go there.
Thing is, Dark Souls 3 is the one that is more obviously a sequel.
Yes. A lot of Dark Souls 2 feels optional for story. Like, there's tie-ins to the Abyss, not the Abyss, the... What is it called? Oh, it is just the Abyss, isn't it? It is, yeah. The Abyss, where, like, humanity resides.
Oh, yeah,
kind of. Like, DS2 has a lot to do with that, which this game has some DLC for. But, like, that's kind of it. Everything else is kind of like, eh. You're in the interim where shit has sucked for a while, but it's not over. Have fun.
Whom shooteth?
Probably another skeleton, if I had to guess.
Max, you're just going crazy now. Skeletons in the catacombs? Mad lad.
Can't tell if you called it the catacombs as a joke or not.
It's the catacombs.
Okay. Well, that's one of them dialecty things.
Max.
And I genuinely can't tell. Yeah.
Have you heard my accent?
I have. But sometimes you say words correctly, and sometimes you don't, and so I don't know if you're saying it incorrectly as a joke or not.
I always say words correctly. I just sometimes say them differently.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. My lovely partner is British, and boy howdy, he sure does say some words.
Excuse me, you dick.
Yeah, I have no lore for the statues. They're just jackasses. Yeah.
I don't seem to be able to kill those skulls.
Nope. Run away.
Okay. Oh, you keep coming back. There's another one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I found out I hate how British people say oregano, because it is not like that.
Oregano.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, anything you hate about British pronunciation, you'll probably hate about mine too, because South Africa is very British in many ways.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. But, like, that doesn't mean I have to be happy about it, because, like... I don't know, like, you know, we have plenty of friends that are just not American, and they usually say things at least closer to the American pronunciation. But hearing somebody say oregano, I was like, excuse me?
I will say one thing.
It sounds like a wizard's curse got placed on me.
No. I think oregano is a better pronunciation. I think... Chum?
You're so correct, thank you.
Oh my... What? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, everything killed me there.
Yeah, the thing is, they didn't even get to bleed you before you died. They bled you afterwards, where they did nothing.
This is the very last juicy pear or booger.
Are you almost out?
No, I've got lots of other beans. It's just, the spinner has been mean to the green ones. I can confirm that every one of those was booger.
Oh. Man, I'm not a huge fan of, like, pear-flavored jelly beans. I think I would still prefer those.
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of these. Except buttered popcorn. That's just bad. I've got good armor. This shouldn't be happening to me.
I mean, that's the thing. Your armor can be good, but if they're doing any amount over 0 damage...
I know.
That can kill you.
It builds up. Go back at the bonfire room? Now I'm curious, Elvie. Look at the taint?
You're right, Buttspot.
Yeah. Yeah, the wall is crawling with bugs. It's neat and horrific.
One could even say it's neato.
Hey! Can I get a shout out for Max?
I wanted to leave the call immediately, and then I was like, wait, hold on. I don't think the sound effect goes off if you're streaming.
It doesn't, but that would have been fantastic.
Yeah, so like the point would be ruined. This is why I need a soundboard.
Oh,
I climbed out for 6 days.
That's amazing.
Juice, you were just the funniest sometimes. I love it.
Juice is amazing. Love a Juice. I'm sorry. Did Max die?
Yeah. I just coughed out my entire spine. Anyone want it?
I
think legally it has to go to Juice, but like I got many vertebrae, I can split it up.
I mean, there's some politicians who could use a spine.
You think they would take one? You think they're gonna take handouts? Surely no politician would ever take a handout.
No, you see, it's only a handout if it goes to the poor.
A handout if it goes to people who need it, and I want it. If those gross poor people have it, then I can't have it.
Correct.
That's how it works.
Anyway,
Juice.
politics, babe.
Right? Yeah, Juice, you ejected my whole spine, which, thanks, I now, by definition, can't have back problems. Downside, I'm noticeably shorter and it feels weird.
But when you're as cute as you are, do you really need to be tall?
No, I really wish I wasn't tall, but like, it's still a massive change in perspective to be like 2 feet shorter.
I forget, how tall are you? You're like 6'5", aren't you?
I'm 6'10".
6'10"? Oh my
Yeah.
lord. Okay, so you're a straight up freak.
Yes. Thank you for being the one person in my life who understands that, like, yeah, that's just kind of the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
Like,
people aren't that size. I'm sorry, Max. I
mean,
love
yeah,
you.
no, you're right. LV, I don't know. I don't speak T. I can go pull it up, though. It's like almost 2.1 meters. No, it's over 2. Why is this measured like this?
So 6'6" is 2 meters. 6'10" would be another 10 centimeters on top of that. So yeah, 2.1.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I've been this tall since I was 14.
Juice, your brother isn't a person. I've made it clear what my position is.
Yeah. See, Pig can say that. He has a tall friend.
Ew. I just looked at my face.
You're wearing a parasite. What did you expect?
You know what? That's not the worst part of it.
It's not somehow?
No, my face itself is the worst part of my face. Title of my sex tape? Question mark?
We need Sage's judgment. Yeah, no, I've been this tall since I was like 14, and like, that's a freak height. That is a freak height to be at 14, let alone 26. And also, yeah, Trump. I technically hit a growth spurt when I was not when I was 6. When I was 21. So I was technically 6'9" before then, and all of my licenses say 6'8" because the DMV refused to let me have 69 on my fucking driver's license. And I'm like, it's not big. Y'all measured my height. And the only reason I noticed I even had a growth spurt was I walked into my brother's room, and one day I hit my head on his fan. He was like, "You've never done that before, have you?" And I was like, "No, this is new, and I'm mad because it means I'm going to be growing more." And he's like, "You're 21." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I want out. I want off Mr. Bones' wild ride."
Yeah, I just got my full adult height when I was, like, I think when I was, like, 13. And that was it. My height hasn't changed since then. My face hasn't changed since then.
I look different in every picture if they are more than 2 years apart. I look like violently different people every single time, and it is so funny.
are you... Oh, friend or foe?
It's my boy!
I do look reasonably sane.
Oh, you noticed from my parasite hat.
I am not a cleric. No.
I killed a couple gods, so...
Trinkets, sure.
This place is treacherous. Do watch your step.
Don't giggle like that.
Well,
Don't giggle. No. Wait, is this the only thing up here?
Yes. The only thing up here, yeah. Hey Pig, quick question. Have you ever found any illusory walls in this game?
I have several.
Okay, just curious.
That was, by the way, a very good piece of advice.
I love that you read the note after.
Well, I mean, you made it clear what was happening.
I mean, with stream delay, I was asking while you were talking to that lovely friendo up there.
Yeah, LB, that'll happen.
I mean, for what it's worth, LB, I was the shortest in my class up until I was 14. Was horribly crippled for 3 months, and then came back a freak, so...
Is this gonna be oops all invisible walls?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the bonfire isn't progress. The bonfire is just bonfire.
I mean, if you want to phrase it that way, sure. I would personally call it bonfire progress.
I mean, okay, it is not in the same direction as progress. Oh, wait, I thought this was
the fog wall is.
I thought this was the bridge I crossed before. That's why I was confused.
Nah. I am sorry, Pig.
This is the worst game in the world. I am going to kill that guy. I am going to kill him.
I am so sorry
But
I had to let that happen.
No, you're correct. Corehawk, perfect timing, thank you. You had to let that happen. Because that is... I got Dark Souls.
Oh no, no, see, here's the thing, Pig. It's not just that you got Dark Souls, you got patches.
That's patches?
The lovely... Him and the Moonlight Greatsword are staples.
Anyway, I forget which one this is. Peach or Barf? Oh! Oh! Oh, that's violently bad.
Yeah, but what flavor was it?
Need I even say, I don't like peaches.
I guess I'll just leave that.
Excuse me?
I was born in Georgia, which the natural fruit of which is a peach, and so people born in Georgia are sometimes referred to as peaches. And given how
you slipped and flipped.
Yeah, the old slip and flip.
Yes, it did cause me some trouble. No, Sage. The beans are fine.
Patches, what do you mean? Yo, you didn't fall down though, right? It's not like I could have seen it. How can you not love him?
The problem is I do kind of love him. He's going to do it again, isn't he?
No, he won't, but dear God.
Look, I can get my souls back. It's fine if he does it again.
No, he's very good about only pulling a prank on you once. He knows not to like milk a joke dry. I had to think about it for a second. I am, for some reason, lacking oxygen in my brain right now.
Oh, that wasn't a boss talk door.
The real boss was Patches.
Oh, you guys are beefy now?
Because the shield is up.
Okay, they're not beefy.
Nope. Same skeletons you've been fighting. Oh, Pig, how'd you see that illusory wall? It was so well hidden.
So I've been watching BBC's Sherlock, and like it taught me observation skills.
Oh. Alright, note to self, never plug in my charger in Pig's room. Greg!
Greg, thank you for the raid! We said the same thing. I don't want to fall down there. I don't feel like...
If I say don't, and if I say do, we'll give you the same reaction, so like, there's not anything I can say about it. Smage! I hope you were lurking, and not just showing up, because you missed 2 back-to-back of the funniest things that have ever happened to me. Which was, I'm currently timed out for 500,000 seconds, and Pig got to meet Patches for the first time. And boy howdy, I love it. I love both of those things in equal quantities. Oh, I didn't know you were there, Smage. Yee. I love this so much.
Ow. I'm just peppering this guy from a distance.
I mean, yeah, but like watching you sit there and like shoot a single person with a bow and arrow, your bit is just not leveled up. While you're getting hit with 2 skeletons, it makes me giggle. Your Zweihander's at +10, right?
It is.
Okay. I'm going to be a professional. Yeah, that's what I thought. Damn it. I mean, you're going about this smarter than I did. I just ran past all the skeletons and eventually, after many, many deaths, got through.
But I'm very close to blood loss, so that's fun.
I don't think it's as big of a threat in this game as it is in later ones. It's still nasty, but...
Oh, cool.
It's a survivable kind of nasty.
Weird things been happening recently, and I must just check my cables. My screen just went completely black for a couple of seconds.
Oh, that's fun. Do you need to replace your cables, or is it
I think
else?
it might just be a bit loose.
Cable's haunted.
I don't want to go down there.
I mean, you don't have to.
Is it worth it?
I don't remember, honestly. I just remember that it's not progress.
Oh my lord, that's 1,000,000 skeletons?
Yeah.
Time to bottleneck.
Yeah.
Time to bottleneck poorly.
I mean, it worked. Man, there's a phrase, and I don't remember what it is right now. There's
Max
a
cute.
phrase. Not the phrase I was looking for, but that is a phrase. No, I don't know if you watch Jesse Cox's content.
I've never seen it. I know of Jesse.
Yeah, he's delightful. He has I want to say a show technically. He has a bit that he does where he just gets like some of his friends together and they play horror games while drunk, and it's really delightful. And they use a term when they specifically just like line up a bunch of enemies in a hallway. I don't remember what it is, and it's bothering me. No. Oh god, it's like you said bottleneck, and I was like, oh, I can say the thing that I learned from them, and then I was like, wait, I don't know what that is anymore.
I do like my stab with the Zweihander.
Oh, like the after roll stab?
Yeah.
It gets some distance on it for sure. And can I just say, I'm so proud of you for, like, realizing you need your shield.
Look, I like dual handing. I really do.
That is perfectly fair.
But at the same time, there's a lot going on here.
Oh, well, that's the thing. Dark Souls is sometimes about this isn't working no matter how fun it is.
Yes.
So do you want to take a funny nap?
What does that, as in get in here?
That is an option.
Does it avoid the Titanite demon?
Yes, technically. It definitely doesn't interact with a demon.
Because last time I tried to fight a demon, it went poorly. It went poorly for that guy too. Okay. Look.
Yeah, you don't have to fight it for what it's worth.
Look, last time that I slept in a coffin in a Souls-like, I came out the other gender, and I don't see a problem with that. So.
Oh my god, I forgot about the coffin of transgender.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Listen, DS2 might have its failings, but it also lets you trans your gender, and truly, what else matters?
Correct.
Trom, I don't know if I can agree. Streaming services are really funny to me.
Does this do anything? Is this like curl up into a bowl and I just have to wait?
It's like curl up into a bowl.
Okay, cool.
Hulu used to be like a pirating streaming site. I don't know if y'all are old enough to know about that, but like Hulu used to be one of those. I recall my mom telling me about it because I used other sites for it, but she specifically used Hulu back then, and she got extremely pissed because they made you pay to not have ads on it anymore. And this was back when the only streaming site was technically Netflix, and even then, not really. Didn't have a lot on it. She was like, this is bullshit. I shouldn't have to pay to watch TV with no commercials, and here we are.
This is so long?
Yeah, I've got that before.
God damn it, Max, you're funny.
Listen, I'm this tall and my head's empty. I've got so much room for comedy.
What? How long do I have to wait for something to happen? Yes, title of my sex tape.
Oh, okay. My B, you need a specific item.
Okay.
So there's a.
So I was just having a nap.
Yeah. So I pulled it up, and the first thing comes up is I've been taking a nap in this coffin for 15 minutes, and nothing's happening. Could you imagine sitting there for 15 minutes?
Oh, there was just a hole in the wall.
Where the men can see it all. Yeah. So. Past that Demon Titanite, there's a Covenant item that lets you sleep in the coffin and it takes you to a funny place. It is so very optional, and I didn't realize you needed that item. Don't put yourself out. It basically gives you a sword you don't want to use, and a Covenant that you aren't going to participate in.
Neat.
Yeah, Trom. I remember when TV was fun. Now it feels like a chore. Like, oh, there's a show I want to watch. I have to binge it before people start talking about it without my permission.
Oh, good lord.
Or before
spoiler culture has become insane, to be honest.
Like, I'm fine. I have no problems with, like, please don't spoil shit and all that. Because, like, that's how I do most things. I don't like that everything is dropped like, oh, here's the entire show at once. Go binge it now.
Yeah. And like I remember back in the day of like TV being TV.
Yeah, where you get one new episode a week and then reruns and every other day, and it was fun. I actually miss.
It's them.
It's them. Like I honestly, like I'm not old. I am 26. I feel like an old person because I'm like, I miss where TV was like random shit was just playing all the time.
Yo,
And
the
you
number
would just, like,
of
flip
movies,
around and just find stuff.
the number of movies that I saw 3/4 of.
Right? The number of shows I didn't know the plot of, but still remember many episodes from.
I feel like that's just how people saw Firefly.
Yeah, it absolutely was. So I was talking to Sargato about this because I watched Breaking Bad for the first time recently at his request.
I would like to.
I think it was very 5 out of 10.
Really?
And that it was just very average. Like, every time it would do something that I would view as, like, really good, it would almost immediately do something just as, like, not good in the same, like, weight. And so it just really averages out to, like, 5 out of 10.
Interesting.
It does get bonus points because it does show characters canonically playing Sonic 06, and truly, what else do I need in my life?
There are so many of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, there are. Imagine if all of those are just spinning into you at once.
Well, 3 of them were, so I know a bit of how it feels.
Hi, honey. I was mocking British people earlier for saying oregano wrong.
Hello, Smoothie. I was being mocked by your boyfriend for saying catacombs, even though I'm objectively correct.
You know what? That's the thing. You agree with oregano being correct. I agree with catacombs being way better. I don't think I can ever pronounce it that way because that is not what that word is. Yeah, catacombs, Smage.
Danger Zone? Highway 2?
Oh, Kenny Loggins is here? Let me in! I want to get roasted.
I can hear there's a, what's it called? There's a Tippy Taps blacksmith.
Like an anvil?
Yeah.
There is! You have to go a different way to unlock this dude.
Okay, so that's not an illusory wall.
It's not. You break out from the inside through this wall.
Oh, okay.
It also says danger zone, because if you walk this way, the bone skeleton wheels will pin you in there, and there's nowhere you can go, and you just get spun to death by 5 of them.
Neat. Let's not do that.
Breaking Bad had great moments. It just, in absolutely, like, perfectly balanced, equal quality, had just as many god-awful moments. And I don't even mean, like, oh, someone did something bad. Like, the writing just felt bad sometimes.
Is this Pinwheel?
This is Pinwheel!
I have no Estus. Is that going to be a problem?
You can equip humanities and use them as heals if you want to, but no, it probably won't.
Okay.
Listen, if there was a highway that took me to a blacksmith specifically, I was going to say I'd move there. I already live on a highway.
Ew, that's a lot of skeleton.
Yeah, so we're going to get to the lore after you fight them.
Does this guy just, like, study anatomy?
Kind of. That's a descriptor of what they do.
Oh, is that the Mask of the Father?
Yeah.
He has several faces and several arms.
Here's a reason I've been saying they. That is not one person.
Oh.
Also, yeah, Bryan Cranston's amazing. I need to rewatch Malcolm in the Middle.
Ow. Yeah, I'm gonna die.
Fair.
Nope. Nope, I'm not. Or I am.
You're fine.
By right of kindling, you may now kindle beyond the normal limit.
You can kindle up to 20 Estus now.
That's cool.
So you want to go pick up that item to see what you got?
The Mask of the Father.
Dude, look at the mask. Look at the funny mask.
This is the meme mask, right?
It is the meme mask that you probably shouldn't wear until you get out of this place.
One of the 3 masks of the Pinwheel, the necromancer who stole the power of the Grave Lord and reigns over the catacombs. This mask, belonging to the Valiant Father, slightly raises equipment load. Okay, so I will immediately put it on.
So the other two that drop are the Mask of the Mother and the Mask of the Daughter.
Are they literally like a family?
He fused them into one person.
Ew.
He was trying to bring them back from the dead. He did
I
a
assume
fuck up.
he was the father.
Yeah. It says the Mask of the Necromancer.
Yeah.
It's...
Shadow Mage? I appreciate the bit anyway.
Also, I misspoke. It's Mask of the Child, not Mask of the Daughter. It is the daughter, but, like, it's not what it's labeled.
Yeah. I'm Mike Humanity anyway.
I mean, you definitely got something spare, so yeah.
Yeah. And they're pretty easy to farm, I believe.
Easy, yes. Slow, also yes.
Yeah, but you can do it with the rats.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you just pop 10 humanities and just go kill rats for a while, go back to the bonfire, go kill rats for a while.
Oh, does higher humanity increase your item discovery rate?
Up to 10.
Nice.
And it's also still diminishing returns then anyway, so if you've only got like 3 humanities on you, you can just pop the 1 and you'll be fine for a while.
Cool. And I think I've also got the Covetous something serpent ring.
There are 2 covetous serpent rings, there's gold and silver.
I think I've got silver, which is item discovery, right?
Silver is souls.
Oh, poop.
Yeah, it's a shame. They're both useful though.
Is there a bonfire back here? I don't think there is. Ooh. There's something that I missed.
So...
Okay, that just drops me.
Don't know the catacombs super duper well. I know the shortcuts to get here, but I think the nearest bonfire is ahead of you.
That's fine.
The downside is there are also enemies ahead of you. But the helmet does make it easier.
I've got full health and I can see. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's an enormous benefit. I'm assuming these are stones that other travelers have dropped to mark the way. Supposedly.
Lore-wise, yes. Specifically one traveler.
Oh, interesting.
LB, the hat that he's wearing is the item that can help him.
Oh, that's a rad skeleton.
Oh, I'm glad you think so.
I'm gonna fight 1,000 of them, aren't I?
What makes you think that?
Because I'm playing Dark Souls.
Listen, his soul was just really dark.
Tomb of the Giants?
Max, isn't that awkward?
Is this where you're gonna be buried?
I'm getting cremated, actually.
That's not a no.
No. I am going to be used as fertilizer for trees.
Neat.
Because at my heart, I'm a gigantic hippie, apparently. So good news. These guys don't have necromancers.
Nice.
Let that bring you whatever relief it may.
I'm gonna turn into parts. You know,
Sage. It is specifically a thing that is done in remembrance for my grandfather. Smage, no.
Your grandfather sounds like a neat person.
He was. He is the only person I would ever say I've ever looked up to.
And knowing you, I can say with some confidence that he deserved it.
What is, you know, at this point I can comfortably say it now that it's not violently morbid. He passed a couple years ago. One of the hardest things that I just never acknowledged. He was also extremely short. And so the idea of me looking up to him is always some level of irony. But yeah, he was Cherokee, and
ooh, very cool.
He was delightful. I loved him a lot, and he was very clear about like just respecting nature. Like even if I didn't go out and like make a garden or anything, like don't be needlessly destructive.
Is it Patches? Is Patches the one who's been helping me all this time?
Yes.
Ooh, bonfire.
Go down that ladder, yeah. And so, like, the closest way I could think of to, like, I don't know, make sure no matter what I do something useful is be used as fertilizer.
That's cool.
Also, LV, like, the help's appreciated, but he uses his shield a bit too much, and the hat, I don't know, he's not taking damage, so, like, he's
I'm
not
doing
missing the
okay.
helmet. Yeah.
Yes, Shadow Mage, it looks a lot like Lost Izalith.
Was it the tomato paste that gave it away?
I wouldn't have described it that way, but you're correct. Demon Ruins, Lost Izalith, it's all the same to me.
I was about to say, the catacombs are the entire catacombs, not just, like, up until Tomb of the Giants. Also, Sage, I would love that.
Well, well. You've been a stranger. Good to see you well, mate. All right. You came at the perfect time.
Did I?
There's a fine stash of treasure right down that hole.
I don't believe you.
I found it first, but we're friends now. I'll split it with you, in any case. Have a look. It'll shimmer you blind.
I don't trust you, Patches.
Why not?
Because I don't want to lose my humanity, is why not.
Then I can confirm that it will not kill you.
Okay.
Look at all that treasure! Man, Patch has got some good legs if he can kick over Havel armor.
Yeah.
This is what I do, my friend. The trinkets I'll be stripping off your corpse, that's the real treasure.
Okay. I'll remember this.
I just felt the notification in the peripheral of my vision that just said, Pig will remember this. So, do you want to peek at some internet discourse that is just unbelievably hilarious to me?
Yeah, sure.
There are people who, with no trace of irony, with all, like, their whole heart, defend Patches for what he does.
Thank goodness. Please be careful.
How?
There are two false hollows not
They
far
claim,
from here. They were once brave knights.
they claim
My former
that
escort.
he is punishing you for being
Let such
greedy.
strong spirits be hollowed so.
No, he's just a dick.
Yeah, right, I'm like,
Nothing
he
more
offered you
to be
treasure,
done.
and then kicked you because you agreed. That's not greed.
No, but also, the first time he tried to kill you was on the bridge. There was no treasure involved.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's just a jackass. And I love him for it. I love him for being a jackass, but I have no illusions about what he does. So, do you remember these guys from the Firelink Shrine?
Oh, is this them?
Yeah, they went hollow. Did you actually talk to all of them?
I did, I think.
Yeah, so if you recall, the priestess they're carrying is... She was quote-unquote cursed with the hollow, and so they were escorting her to try and link the flame because it's blah blah her birthright or whatever.
Yeah.
They all went hollow when they got here.
That really sucks.
Yeah, there's something... I don't
Sadly
know what
ironic.
to call it. It doesn't feel ironic, but like the fact that they were all like very faithy,
Yeah.
which in this game is specifically worshiping like Gwyn and his family, and here they are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, kind of fucked, didn't it? Anyway.
I am certain that both Vince and Nika thank you.
I feel like I'm hearing a dog.
That might be my mic. I have, I believe, 5 chihuahuas in the household.
Okay.
4 of which kind of bark a lot, and they're usually downstairs. But
no, it was just like heavy dog breathing.
okay, that is not me then.
Excuse me. Is this just like the Pokey Tower from Mario?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Poke Tower from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon from those games that didn't get American releases, and I was like, pig, that is a deep cut. What in the world are you talking about? Disregard that I know about it, that's my job.
You know about everything, so it's fine.
I know surface level knowledge of most things. It's my job. Listen, it's no surprise that A, my favorite class in Final Fantasy is the Red Mage, and B, the reason that I found Oki's channel was because it used to be Red Mage, and I was just like messing around. I was like, a streamer who also appreciates a Red Mage.
I must immediately follow them.
It's just also she's delightful and wonderful and really sweet and really funny.
So there's a lot going on down there, and I am not about that.
I mean, that's fair.
If I can avoid that, and I mean, you know, time will tell.
You can avoid that, yeah. Congrats, you did it.
Nice. I'm very proud of myself.
Yeah, right, Smage? Oki's one of those people where I'm like, I can picture in my mind the exact moment where I went, on a whim I should go visit them. And now I'm like, man, what a massive influence on the trajectory of my life. It's so lovely.
And Oki's
obviously the same goes for you, Big.
Thank you, but let's focus on Oki. Oki's honestly just such a wonderful person.
She is. That's part of the reason, like, she intimidated me as much as she still does.
Let's just calm down. Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you?
I'm so tempted to just kill Patches.
You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
It's your game. You truly can kill any NPC you want to.
I know. I want to see what happens.
Oh, brilliant. A second chance. Wonderful. I had a feeling you'd understand. I did. But, if I were in your shoes, who knows what I'd have done.
Patches, you're not making a good case for yourself.
Now we're friends again. Eh?
You know, the creepy laugh is not doing you any favors, buddy.
Hey, don't mock him for the way he expresses joy.
Oh!
Mock him for the rest of his shitty personality.
Oh, this is the heavy breathing I was hearing.
Yeah, say hi to the doggy. They said Tomb of the Giants. They did not say Tomb of the Giant Puppers.
I like to believe that that's the same species as whatever Vort is.
Vort, I believe. You know, I was about to just say things as though I'm allowed to do that. And not, like, make sure I'm saying facts.
You're allowed to do anything. Be
I
wary
am,
of Blizzard.
Why? She's delightful.
Okay, this is admittedly a lot all at once. Oh. Yeah! That was a lot to deal with at the same time.
I believe Vort is either human or a giant, quote-unquote.
Well, these are giants. Anyway, good news. Berry, blue, or toothpaste. I can't lose.
Hell yeah. You finally get a victory. Giant in the sense of giant like what Smo is, not giant like the actual species.
And definitely not giant like what Dark Souls 2 did with them.
Yeah, that's also a different kind of giant. Dark Souls 2, you have so many good things. And so many just wet farts.
Decisions.
Right? But Vort does get referred to as a dog. He is a knight also. Miyazaki is from Irithyll Valley, which is the same area as Anor Londo.
I did not know that that was on Anor Londo. Neat.
Yes, Irithyll Valley is the area around Anor Londo. It's where the Outrider Knights are from, and also Vort of the Boreal Valley, and Dancer of the Boreal Valley. Because it's cold there.
I just want to... Let me see if I can kite this knight.
Yes, you can.
Because you see, I can deal with him alone.
Yeah, you're good at Dark Souls.
Yeah. I'm better than I was. And that's all I can ever hope to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what else could you expect of yourself? As long as you're always doing the best that you can, you literally cannot be asked for more.
I mean, you can be. Full capitalism.
I thought you were gonna say family.
The gap between those two is not as big as it should be.
I made myself sad. So I will say, if somehow your hat feels like not enough light, you do have an offhand that you can also use to make it brighter. The Witch's Lantern. Yeah. I hate it. It's not a good shield, but it does illuminate things slightly better.
I like this big man.
That is almost word for word the same thing you say when you end stream.
What? No, it's not. Max, I'm so confused. Have I ever said that when ending stream?
No, just to me.
Oh. But you're the big man that I like in that case, so it's fine.
I mean, hypothetically, yeah. Time to go deeper into the catacombs. It's so much more fun.
Hey, Miyazaki? This fucking sucks.
Yeah. There's a reason they kind of don't do this quite the same way. Ever again. In fact, they make a different set of catacombs in DS3, and they're massively painful, and it's not because it's god-awfully dark.
Yeah, I think the dark is the biggest issue here. Ooh, there's this. So that's the silver. I'm pretty sure I've got the gold as well. Let me just check my rings.
What are them public?
Yeah, I've got the gold serpent ring as well.
Yee.
So that will definitely help with grinding for humanity, if I need to.
Yeah.
Do I just drop down? I hate that that's a frequent thing here.
Yeah, again, you can drop prism stones and they'll tell you.
Yeah, but I've got just enough light to see by. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm a fool. Well,
Also,
it's not there.
To be fair, making a level pitch black doesn't mean they didn't also make the level still.
Yep, that's where to go.
I don't have any rationale as to why they made it pitch black. And also put fucking archers in it.
I do. Dark Souls hates you. And it really wants you to know that.
I mean, it reminds you, yeah, we're an open world. Every single path you go down will remind you that we hate you.
Yeah.
June 22nd is supposed to mean something to me, and I don't know what. I believe that's the day in between Gemini and Cancer for the horoscope stuff, but I think that's it.
I can't wait till April 25th.
Is that your birthday?
No, but it might be slightly better. It's when the Xenoblade 3 DLC comes out.
I didn't know there was DLC.
Yeah, there's a full DLC campaign. And they dropped...
Oh, dear God.
They shadow dropped a trailer for it a week before it comes out. You're correct, Sage. And the trailer is amazing if you know, especially Xenoblade 1 and 2, but if you know the story, then it's amazing. If you don't and you haven't played Xenoblade 3, I don't think there's as much in the trailer as one might hope.
I had played 1 and 2, and also Smage Fair. For saying shit like that, yeah, banned. I've played every Final Fantasy, and I still violently disagree. Xenoblade did everything better. I still haven't finished 3 yet. I'm still waiting for the story to start, basically.
It is quite slow, I'll grant you that.
I mean, it's Xenoblade, man. Like, I knew what I signed up for. Final Fantasy has individual, like, pieces that are better than Xenoblade, but collectively, Xenoblade's better.
Shadowmage, what are you talking about? You can hear people talk during combat in Xenoblade. You can hear all the people talk during combat constantly.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That doesn't sound like Xenoblade to me. Oh yeah, I play my games muted for some reason.
For some reason.
It's actually not related to that. Smage, to be fair, the reason I can't understand people in combat in Xenoblade is because I don't speak British.
Leave it to Ryan indeed. Thank you, Korok. Ryan knows what's up.
And he will remind you that he knows what's up constantly.
Oh, this is weird. Are they, like, worshipping?
Yeah. They're prostrating.
These look like more pinwheels?
Ding, ding, ding.
Which is a concern.
Welcome to the land of the necromancers.
Can't have a rainbow without Rhyme, baby.
Smage, I'm charmed by Smoothie for a lot of reasons. I really love that dude. I like Final Fantasy 1 through 13 really well. And then 14 and 15, along with Kingdom Hearts 3, made me lose literally every shred of respect I had for Square Enix as a company.
Do you know what is cool? Being the one person who likes Final Fantasy VIII.
I love Final Fantasy VIII, and so does Alphonse, and so does one of my brother's best friends. I have mad respect for the story that game tells. And the fact that they made card playing useful. I have not finished the story yet, and I want to, but I know certain beats. And I've never loved a character that you're supposed to not like super well as much as Cypher.
Oh, Cypher's amazing.
That poor traumatized kid, man.
Also,
I finished up disc 1 and I was like, they did what to him? Why do people hate him?
Are these little fetuses?
Yes. They also drop humanities, by the way. They also spawn infinitely, so they're better than rats.
I think there was another pinwheel up here. No, there were 2 pinwheels up here.
There's so much wheelage going on.
God, this is like Gavlan.
Oh. You know what it is. I never thought of it like that. PS2 forbidden callback.
As we all know, Gavlan wheel. Gavlan
yeah.
wheel.
Rom, to be fair, 6 is my favoriteest Final Fantasy.
Oh? It just got toxicked?
Yeah.
I did not know the babies could do that.
I didn't either, but that's because they're mostly one-shots, so I never, like, worried. Yeah, you can get functionally infinite full heal humanities off of these dudes.
Neat. And yet...
Luckily, I mean, yeah, you've got one humanity and no ring equipped, so...
Yeah.
Also, yes, Mage. Humanity's technically always better than Estus, but, like... finding it versus automatic restoration. Or automatic refill, rather. You ready for a bad boy that you're probably gonna hate?
Is this Gravelord Nito?
He's real neato, but it's gonna have some things you're not gonna like about it. Because of course. Mage, technically in the sense that humanities you still have to go find because they're consumable, whereas Estus refills itself. And so at the point where both of them are full heals, the one that refills is gonna be better.
Out of curiosity, are the pinwheels going to come back?
No.
Okay.
Well, they'll come back when you die, but like they won't come back like Necromancer style.
Yeah, but they do respawn.
Yeah, they respawn.
I was hoping that you'd say no.
I'm sorry.
This is all your fault.
It is. I made Dark Souls.
I
was like, oh, Pig's gonna hate this, put it in.
Just in case, I am going to put my humanities on my quick. Because I've only got 4 Estus and I am concerned.
I was gonna say, I'd recommend you maybe use one of those humanities. I'm also gonna apologize once you enter that fog gate. Best of luck, Pig. I believe in you. I really, really do.
Why? Why is it a big drop?
Because Dark Souls likes to remind you how much it hates you personally.
I do know this dude looks cool, just based on the opening cutscene.
He wears a coat of skeletons. He skips leg day.
I'm assuming this is a boss that is more difficult if you get close to it.
Not really.
Oh.
He's asked for a couple of reasons, but like different reasons if you're close to versus if you're far away.
Because I do know... Oh, just infinite zombies?
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, so that coffin I wanted you to take a nap in, it takes you here, and you you basically worship Nito as a covenant.
That's cool.
It is. You get his sword, but like U-sized. If you're doing a low-level run, he's really, really, really useful. Specifically because his weapon does that thing where it's like really high flat damage, but not a lot of scaling.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Zach, we've got Nito and then the 4 Kings. Pig has been blazing through this game. Also, yes, Mage, what's up? What'd you learn?
Ow. Ow. I made a mistake.
Just any weapon, Mage? And also, that spell is Gravelord's Dance. For some reason.
He's honestly not that bad. It's the mobs. Oh, okay. That wasn't nice.
That is Gravelord Dance. That's what Smage was just talking about. Sorry, Gravelord's Greatsword Dance. I'm sorry. Also, chat, can you do me a favor? Can I get a nice for the 69 that is currently in Pig's soul count? I just noticed it, because I was like, how many souls is he going to lose if he loses to this? And I was like, oh, there's a funny number in there.
There is.
Also, your souls count is a palindrome, which is also nice.
It is.
Yeah, if you for some reason were doing a faith build, you can actually, if you join his covenant, like rank 1, you get his Gravelord's Greatsword Dance. And
That's cool.
It's pretty strong. It does 3.1 times magic modifier, which is tasty.
Yeah, that's very tasty.
I told you, Smage, like, I really do believe in Pig. He's really good at this game. That's also part of the reason why, like, other than him asking, like, until he, like, dies to something and or specifically asks for help, like, I'm fine letting him just figure things out, because he's good at it.
That's something I would never have believed to be true, but evidence does seem to suggest it.
I mean, even if there wasn't evidence, professional Souls player. I feel like my opinion holds.
I got greedy.
No! Oh, God.
I got greedy. Oh, and it's such a long way.
So there is a shortcut. No,
Oops.
wait.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Tron, thank you for waiting until I died.
No, there is no shortcut. I was thinking of the shortcut to get to this part.
Okay. A cappuccino or liver and onion?
Oh, no. I pray whatever it is, it's at least weak.
It's liver and onion, and it's not weak. Shadow Mage, I don't know how that's possible. I assumed you'd beaten it, but also it does make me feel a little bit better. So weirdly, am I correct that his attacks hit the mobs as well?
Yes, absolutely. All of his attacks.
So, like, there's an advantage to staying pretty close to him.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where, like, if you can just dodge, if you can learn his, like, his melee attacks really well, and know to run away when he starts charging his gigantic AoE, like, he's easy peasy.
Yeah. And yeah, my only issue was I knew I was doing well. What is that? Doggo has never done that one before. Just take away all my stamina, why don't you?
Oh, I can... Oh, that's nice. Also, yeah, the fact that it's taking your stamina, not your health,
oh, I know, that's enormously positive.
Oh, those mage, that's fair. This DS1, compared to the other Dark Souls games, is very rough around the edges. Because, like, they could have kept the difficulty, but there's a lot of just, like, missing quality of life. And I get
try
it.
to avoid you guys. These guys are so goofy.
They are, I love them. I've been killed by them so many times.
They're so silly. I forget which way to drop down. I think it's over there. Or I can just...
I'm afraid to say yes or no because in the time stream delay just is.
Yeah.
You could be like, oh, I'm suddenly facing the wrong way, and now I'm dead.
That was especially bad in the Crystal Caverns.
I'm still sorry.
It's not your fault. It's the designer's fault. Let's be clear about that.
Oh yeah. The thing is, like, I think Seath's entire, like, level, like, that whole chunk of level, is the most complete out of the 4 Great Lords' areas.
Most complete.
Yes, Mage, we haven't gotten there yet, so, no spoilies on that one.
I forget if this is the right way. Let's find out. Well, it's a new way, so probably not. Ooh, effigy shield.
Oh, I've never gotten that shield before.
Huh.
I believe that one screams. I'm gonna double check. It
Why?
screams in one of the games. Okay, so out of all the small and medium shields, it has the highest, like, collective damage reduction. That's neat. Smage, he can, it's a matter of whether or not he wants to.
Wait, I'm back up. How did I get back here?
This place is dark and sucks.
I thought I went down, and instead I've apparently gone up. Oh, yeah. Just dip down there. What kind of upgrading is White Titanite?
That is for Divine and Occult,
Okay.
which is Faith.
None of which is going to help me a ton.
Nope. Well, it would help you if you used it, but, like, you would have to rebuild your whole character.
Yes. Oh my lord. How did I get there the first time?
Same way as everything else in Dark Souls 1.
Wait,
Blind
another
luck.
bonfire?
Wait, what?
There's another
I didn't know there was one
bonfire.
this close. What the fuck? Now I'm mad. You know how many times I've been in this game, Pig? And I've always walked from the patches one?
But I still don't know how to get there from here. Oh no,
Smage.
weapon at risk.
Hey Smage, this just in. I know, it's amazing. I don't know literally everything about Dark Souls. I've played a lot. I do not claim to know everything about it though. I have the lore on hand and that's about it.
Weapon at risk. I would like that not to be the case.
Smage, because I get set in my ways about really stupid shit that is nothing but painful. And so, if I die too many times from, like, I don't know, Nito, for example, I will frustratedly simply run from the bonfire down the exact same inefficient route that I keep using.
What about my shield? My shield's fine. That's will repair all my stuff while I'm here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just like actual pennies compared to how much you have on hand.
Yeah. I will say, I do think Dark Souls 2 did durability worse.
I mean, you say that, and I've heard other people say it too, but like, I played Dark Souls 2, I want to say 7 times through right now? 7 or 8. I've never had a weapon break just by, like, using it. I've only had it break because of the stupid acid.
Yeah, and I mean, it is the same for me, but I still don't like the... I don't like how fast degradation is. And this is as a Breath of the Wild enjoyer.
Ugh. I don't mind the durability in Breath of the Wild. I just don't like that game for other reasons.
Now that's a much spicier take.
Void hates me specifically for having that opinion. One of the first things I've ever argued with Void about was
Oh
I
my
don't like Breath of the
lord!
Yeah, remember that shield taking all your stamina thing? Shields are good. Like, the difference for me with DS2 is, like, bonfires automatically repair all your shit. So, like, my things have never broken, so I've never had a problem with it. I have absolutely had things break in DS1. And then DS3 does both of those things, so durability is actually just useless. And then I don't think things have durability in Elden Ring anymore.
Yeah. I'm considering putting Elden Ring on my list of to-play games. I don't know where to go. Oh my lord, I'm so disoriented.
So, if you pull out your witch's lantern, you'll see some things light up on the walls. That should be able to guide you.
Cool. The Skull Lantern?
Yes. I'm so mad that it doesn't let you cast pyromancies like it lets them.
Okay, so head towards... Okay.
Wrong direction. Yeah.
See, this is what I was trying to find before. Wait, no, but this is the...
You went the wrong... Yeah, I was gonna say, you're going from where it wants you to start.
Okay. Is it up here?
Nope, that's where it's wanting you to start.
But it led me to the...
Yes, and then go down to the right, not to the left. The vision on them's a little funky.
That's what I wasn't seeing.
Yeah. You basically start it in the middle of a line, and you tried to go back to the start, and you're like, why am I still seeing line?
That's what I wasn't seeing. This path down.
Yes. It's awful. No matter how well it's lit, it's still just impossible to see.
Dark Souls 2. Stop hating your player challenge.
Impossible level.
Wretch ahead. Try humanity. Boy, did I.
That is not what they're talking about.
Oh.
There's an NPC invasion here, if you're human.
Right. I was for a while.
By spiky guy, do you mean Kirk? Because no, I don't believe he's here. I believe it's the dude with Grant that's here, with the big, faith hammer.
Hello, Sabs.
Sabs! Also, yeah, Pig is currently rocking the Havel's outfit with an accentuating parasitic helmet that really just makes the whole room light up.
Oh, making the room light up? That's Max's specialty.
How dare you?
I learned it from you.
Coffee essence. Sage, didn't you, like, pin a message about reminding them?
Yeah, but then we forgot to actually remind them.
Y'all, why did you pin the message then?
You know what? Actually, fuck you. Oh, Sage did.
Oh no, Smage. You got some good clips out there. Oh, okay. No, you know what? You're right.
Look, stop targeting a dude I literally cannot hit.
Dark Souls. Like, I'll defend Dark Souls doing a lot of things. For a lot of reasons. But I feel like this game does not get the excuse of, oh, well, it's an old game. They remastered it. They should have, like, actually fixed things. After you kill them, they do not fade out, Smage. They fade out if you do not kill them. They fade out in, I believe, DS2. And then in DS3, they're floppy little corpses. There's also Crystal Lizards 2.
That was unpleasant.
Yeah, that happens. Listen, Smage, I love the Crystal Lizards in DS3 so much that they became a D&D enemy for me.
Ooh. There's an item drop. Is it perhaps another one of the masks?
I don't think
it's
it works
another
like that.
Mask of the Father.
Oh, you can farm them off these things? I was lied to.
It seems so.
I was told that you only got the one.
See, that's how I would have assumed that it would work, to be honest.
Also, yes, Mage. If you go directly towards the first Crystal Lizard, it can be the second enemy in the game for you, and wildly overwhelming.
Like the pigs in Dark Souls 2.
Or the pigs in Dark Souls 1.
I haven't met the pigs.
I like them, they can also still be overwhelming. I mean, yes, Mage, it's a free 4,000 souls to start the game with. Oh, you cheesed it. I just got good. Like, Dark Souls 3 was my first, like, real Dark Souls, so... When I beat things, I didn't know cheese, I only know murder.
Wow! That was an unpleasant start.
Yeah, having fall damage into that is...
Come
about half of the
on!
fights.
Bullshit!
Games are supposed to be fun.
He double used his long distance attack.
Yep. And in your attempt to evade it, he also chopped while the skeletons were still on your case.
Yeah. More cappuccino or liver and onions?
Sage, it is my default
I
response.
don't like coffee
when the
flavor,
game,
so I still didn't like that, but it wasn't too bad.
like, you can usually tell when I'm playing a game if I get really fed up or I'm just in the most neutral voice. Games are supposed to be fun. Because, like, that is the point where I'm actually not having fun anymore. I'm like, why am I doing this? What's going on? Why has my life led to this? It's disappointment. It's rare for a game to bother me enough to be disappointed. Also, I don't think I actually asked you last time. Is there a reason you hate coffee-flavored things?
Just doesn't appeal to me. There's something about the bitterness especially.
That's wild to me. I can't drink actual coffee because apparently my genetics are screwy and I just taste like black coffee no matter what is actually in it.
Oh, interesting.
It's disgusting. But
Yeah,
like
it sounds it.
artificial coffee flavoring, I presume tastes like what it's supposed to, which is like usually really sweet with like a hint of bitter.
I guess.
I wouldn't
still
know
hate
because
it.
like I actually can't taste it differently.
Weird.
But it's delightful.
You're delightful.
Just like coffee. Yeah, that's why I usually drink either energy drinks or just like caffeinated water.
You know what? To be fair to myself, I already beat one of the main bosses.
You beat 2 of them.
I mean the Lord Souls, Seath.
Yeah, you beat 2 of them.
And specifically on this stream is what I meant.
Gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would have been fine if this whole stream was you trying to beat Seath, because, like, he does some big damage.
He does. And then I cuddled him, and that worked really well.
He didn't expect it. He was like, oh, I've never been given affection. And then you killed him.
Cool, my screen just switched off again.
Smage, you can only be a smarmy bastard for so long. He's a joke once you know what his mechanics kind of are. But, like, folks in general tend to, like, actually have problems with him. Because,
Yeah.
like, he has really big burst damage, and if you don't have gear that resists curse super well, he can also just curse you really quickly.
The thing is, I don't think Smage is being a smarmy bastard. I think it was genuinely this easy for him.
I mean, I'm sure it was, but I've also told him before, no, it's usually not that easy for everybody. Because I absolutely consume massive amounts of Dark Souls. I mean, you could have just used any damage type he was weak to. On top of, like, you could have been over-leveled, you could have, like, had your weapon more upgraded than the game expected of you. There's a lot of things you can do to break the game, intentional or otherwise. Most things, I believe. Ooh, that doesn't make sense. The wiki sure did try to tell me he's weak to lightning. I'm like, he doesn't have scales though. Why would he be weak to lightning?
That's like the whole thing.
Well, the dragons were weak to lightning specifically because of the scales. So, like, if he's...
No, that's what I mean. That's why it doesn't make sense. I'm agreeing with you.
It says fire and lightning. And I'm so confused because it was like, yeah, he's a dragon, so of course it's lightning. I'm like, did y'all just not
read the lore?
Yeah, I was like, the game tells you specifically why lightning works, what's going on. But, like, because all of this is pretty much hearsay because extra life.
Man. I might need to farm
presumably
a
fire
bunch of
and
humanity.
possibly lightning.
I might need to just farm a ton of humanity.
Yeah, you may want to farm humanity and go get the extra Estus now that you can get more of it.
Yeah,
you have
this...
Homeward Bones, right?
I've got a couple, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say swap out your Havels for the gold and just start killing children.
Man, my high school counselor was right.
Oh? What about?
I'll just leave it there. Do not get rid of the fat ring under any circumstances.
Yeah. There is a day eventually where you can get rid of the fat ring. It is not now. God, shoutouts to Dark Souls 2 and 3
even
for
my
giving you
movement
upgrades.
is so much slower.
Yes. Luckily... so Sage, that Poro is from League of Legends. Or if you meet the emote specifically, I believe it's just from Twitch. Yeah, those are, those are little fluffy things that just kind of hang around in League of Legends. And when you play ARAM, you can feed them funny little snacks when you get murders, and they can grow into big poros. Smage, I said he's weak to fire and lightning. And if you feed poros too many poro snacks, they explode into like 1,000,000 of them. It's so delightful. No, see, here's the thing, Smage. A, I don't believe Extra Life on anything ever. B, it doesn't make sense that he's explicitly weak to lightning. And C, I really don't trust Extra Life.
So, all that humanity that I was supposed to be getting?
I mean, I didn't say it would be, like, quick. It's just that these spawn infinitely, so you don't have to go back to a bonfire.
Hey, there's one of them, I think. Wait, it
Luckily,
went away?
Well, I saw that. You better be able to, like, walk on that spot and still get it, or I'm gonna throw a tantrum.
It's going away.
Why?
What is happening?
I can see, like, it is dropping because I can see it dropping and, like, saving every time it does.
Is it, like, going through the ramp or some bullshit?
It shouldn't be. This is normally what I do, is, like, go to this ramp specifically.
Yeah, because it helps to bottleneck them.
Yeah. Oh, Smage, it's not just that they made it worse, it's we stole a mod, didn't give credit, and also broke the game more.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we are charging full price. Yes, Age. Like, there was a mod that was, I believe it was just called Better Dark Souls 1. Something very simple like that. When the remaster came out before any patches, it famously had the same bugs that mod did.
Wow.
And like, yeah, they patched it afterwards, but that doesn't actually like fix the problem of that happening in the first place, and the laziness and greed.
No, it really doesn't. So yeah, whatever happened to that humanity? I'm angry.
You've seen about 4 of them drop.
Yeah.
I have actually not seen that happen, and I'm angry that it's a thing that can happen, let alone one that can happen so repeatedly.
As you said, we made it worse.
I mean, I've only ever played on Remastered, and I'm still just like, what the fuck?
I hope everyone's enjoying what is apparently going to be the next half hour.
You remember that time that you were like, oh, I went out and I was farming against those giants, and I got a whole bunch of stuff from it? Yeah, you could have just done this.
Yeah, except I couldn't get here yet.
You could have gotten close to here.
Yeah, but, like, I don't want to do progress off-stream.
I mean, no, you couldn't have gotten directly here. You would have had to be at the same part you were already farming.
Yeah.
And then beat ONS, and then get past the piss gate that's like 30 feet away.
You know what? I've never heard it referred to as a piss gate, but you are correct.
And you streamed this game and no one called it the piss gate?
No one called it the piss gate.
Chat, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you. Like, it specifically animates like a golden shimmer going down, like vertically down. How did no one think to call it?
Oh my lord! It happened
Also,
again.
I see that. Also, Pissgate sounds like the worst scandal to have to hear about on local news. I'm gonna...
Former President Barack Obama has been caught up in the allegations of Pissgate. Also, these guys make goofy noises. Oh my lord, a humanity. I don't know why Sal's message got... Is that how people try to say bad things? Like...
Like typing in coordinates?
I don't know.
I'm more concerned it, like, censored out, like, a specific part of that. Because, like, my Twitch has, like, the weird filter on it. And, like,
You know what I'm going to guess is happening there? Ones look like I's. Nines look like G's. Fours look like A's. N is N.
Yes, but, like...
But it's so specific.
It's also, like, even if those were letters, it's spelled incorrectly.
Oh, it's California? So, okay, no, now I understand, so. God, Sage, why did you permit that?
So, good news, bad news. This isn't technically a problem with the remaster. The base game does this, and I've never noticed somehow, because I used to farm these dudes. They are... When they spawn new skeletons, they're literally respawning the same ones.
Okay.
And because they're respawning it, it's taking the corpses. Because I'm finding, like, Reddit posts from 11 years ago.
Well... Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you really want to farm, apparently, like, the rats are going to be better because it doesn't do this bullshit. I swear I've done this farm. This is how I got the chaos thing to save Solaire. Like, this is how I got my humanities for that, and I didn't have a problem with it.
Look, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get to the point where I can get +3 humanity, which should be enough to kindle to 15 Estus.
Yes.
Which will hopefully carry me through that one.
Also, yes, Mitch, part of it's also the recovery time after your animation for swinging means you can't get up fast enough to go walk over.
Maybe I should do the smaller swing. Oops.
Oh, yeah.
Sal, I hope you enjoy the drive home.
Drive safely, Sal. None of us want to see you go hollow.
Don't forget me!
Yeah, not particularly.
I could never forget you,
I would not want to see
Stitch.
anyone do that.
Ow.
Also, in my attempts to go find out, like, hey, why are the baby skeletons causing problems, I also saw someone who was just, pretty much with no other reason, just said, who up praising they son right now? And sure, why not? I guess we're just saying anything on the internet these days.
That's so interesting. So if one drops, I have to be careful not to kill everybody else before. I mean, it's an interesting issue for a game to have, I'll admit.
For sure. Part of me gets it, because could you imagine an infinitely respawning skeleton pool in a game with ragdolls?
Oh, lordy.
Smage, I saw someone who was just kind of with no reasoning, like it wasn't in response to anything, just said, "Who's up praising the sun right now?" And a low quality, like crunchy JPEG of Solaire.
Which, really, do we need anything more than that in life?
Personally, I don't, but like...
Some people are greedy.
Yeah. Somehow that's not enough for everybody. Like, it's our good buddy Solaire, what more do you need?
Holy shit, I'm dead.
I mean, you could just homeward bone back.
Yeah, I'm going to. I just wanted to get out of there.
Oh yeah, if you go up the ramp and like kill any stragglers that were chasing you, the ones that spawn after that, excuse me, don't tend to aggro onto you.
Whew. That was nasty. Okay.
That's why they call that place Miss Jackson.
I adore you. I want to make that clear. Okay, I've got 5 humanity. I can definitely...
I will say, I do have good news after you beat Nito.
Yeah?
Sadly, it will be sandwiching some bad news. Good news, the next Lord Soul, you have the perfect build for, which is stand there and swing a sword while you take no damage.
Is that the 4K?
That's the good news. That's the good news. Bad news is, remember how you had to fight Pinwheel to like get here?
Yeah.
You're gonna have another like boss between in between Nito and the Four Kings.
That seems to be not super uncommon, so...
Yeah, we'll find out why it's bad news when you get to it, because I don't want you to know, I don't want to have to be the one to tell you, and I don't want anyone in chat telling you either, because it's a fun surprise. Smage.
It's a special tool we'll use later.
Smage, that's not for maximum surprise. You just want Pig to suffer unnecessarily.
That's a kindled ass fire.
Yeah, Korok gets it. Korok is killing it with the freaking redeems today.
Korok is just very, very funny.
Also, I will say, one of the fun, like, flavor things that this game does is, like, when you kindle a bonfire, it actually does, like,
yeah,
make
it's
the fire
brighter.
burn a lot higher.
Oh, neat. They were behind me, too. And I got invaded by a dark spirit.
Dark Spirit Scorsese.
Yeah. Yeah, lurking and memeing is the way to do it.
Ooh, I hope you're enjoying your rando, bud. I'm angry because my Kingdom Hearts 2 is, like, permanently screwed, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
What happened?
About half the levels in the game just soft lock you if you go to them.
Oh, that's neat.
It will spawn you in what appears to be first-person mode outside of the level and unable to move. That person, I believe, has power within. They absolutely use power within. Oh, the disrespect. You're not supposed to use Estus during a freaking PvP fight, dude.
They're not PvP. I mean, we all know that.
Come on, man. Oh, no, it's fine, Korok. It's just like, the KH2 rando does that, and I don't know why, and I was hoping it'd be fixed, and it's just not. Oh yeah, Heroes 2's fun.
Well, I'll grant you that Kingdom Hearts 2 is definitely a game.
It's really fun. I like playing it a lot, and playing it also means skipping all them cutscenes. And also, Goofy dies, and I think that is just peak comedy.
That is pretty funny. I will grant you that.
Like, I guess spoilers for the Kingdom Hearts series, but Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3
Max,
all have...
Max, we have all watched Barry's video. It's fine. There are no spoilers left.
Have I told you the funniest shit about Smoothie? And clearly I'm exaggerating. I love many things about him. When he found out that that I, speedrun Kingdom Hearts 2 but also play it casually, he asked me if I'd seen Barry's video, and I was like, honey? He was like, yeah. I was like, do you know the community I stream in? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, hon, I've streamed with Barry, like the dude who made that video. I was like, what? And I was like, yeah, here's the VOD. And he was like, what? I was like, yeah. He's like around. He hangs out.
God
Cool.
damn it.
And so him very like awkwardly going like, oh,
also,
maybe
I
you've
missed
seen this
2
Kingdom
beans.
Hearts video. It was just so adorable.
I'm just gonna grab 2 beans at random.
I don't like those odds. Oh yeah, but the Kingdom Hearts 1,
One
2,
of them
and 3
was buttered popcorn.
Oh, cringe.
One of them was worse.
Each of them have one of the 3 main party members die. And I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, but Sora comes back, which...
I mean, Goofy comes back too, and so does Donald via time travel. I'm so mad. The big difference is, Goofy's the only one that didn't kill himself, canonically. And boy, Kingdom Hearts' story is just hilarious.
One day, I will stream Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, I got really scared about where that was gonna go.
What?
I'll kill him myself.
Oh.
That's what I was expecting you to say. I was just prepared for something that level of like baddie. I don't think he does, Smage. He gets a rock that just like gently boops his snoot and he dies.
I think that's the funniest thing about it. Like, that
Yeah,
should
he,
not
like-
be enough to kill him.
He narrowly misses a boulder and instead gets like debris bonking him, and he just is out. Like, that has the same level of comedy as, have you played the intro to Sonic Forces, perhaps, Pig?
I didn't play anything about Sonic 4.
Oh my god, you should definitely do something about that, because that game is one of the most... Ooh, it's good.
Would you describe it as one of the most games?
It absolutely is one of the games of all time.
Neat.
The game starts with Sonic getting tortured in a facility for 6 months.
What? What the fuck?
He gets imprisoned.
Oh my lord.
All of his friends are told he was executed. Knuckles has the line, none of this is good, that's why they call it war.
That's incredible.
Sonic Forces is so very much a game.
I take back everything negative I ever said about Sonic.
Oh. I can't believe you said anything negative about Sonic.
Well, to be fair to me, I really didn't.
You should, it's fun. Like, I unironically adore the story that Sonic the Hedgehog games tell. I hate playing Sonic games more than anything else.
Oh, they're
I will give
garbage.
anything else a try, but I hate Sonic games. I like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 entirely because of nostalgia. And, like, that nostalgia has been, like, congrats, you now know the levels well enough that you can play them well. And that's fine, I get that. Still have fun playing them. But, like, the stories are so interesting. Oh, okay, congrats on the fletching. Enjoy the Phoenix. I'm sorry, I made myself laugh so hard at Sonic Forces that I'm now crying. And my eyes are burning from it, so that's fun.
I'm proud of you.
Dude, the fact that that's all basically in the prologue of the game is just...
Yeah, that does make it much better.
Like, you get no breathing room. You play a literal tutorial where you play as Sonic in Green Hill Zone, and then Eggman commits a war crime.
Does Mobius have a Geneva Conventions?
This does not take place on Mobius anymore. Those games did not take place on Mobius in a long time.
Where do they take place?
Who knows?
But it's always been Mobius.
It has not.
Okay, it's been Mobius. The early games were Mobius.
No, Mobius is for spin-offs only.
Is it?
Oh, my apologies. The Sonic Mega Drive, Game Gear, and Master Systems were said to take place on Mobius.
Yeah, the only games that count.
It's also... I don't know, those are absolutely on my list of games I also don't like. Oh, I'm sorry, I get to read this off the wiki real quick. The earliest use of the word was in the later drafts of the Sonic Bible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh.
When they thought he was dead, did they turn him into a religious figure?
Hey, do you not know the Sonic Bible?
No!
Oh, you need to watch more Brian David Gilbert.
I've never seen anything by this lad.
Well, you need to. He's very good.
I know he's the one who just kind of does that kind of thing.
He worked for Polygon for a while and did, I think, some of his best work.
And then Polygon had its own situations.
Yeah.
And now nobody works for Polygon.
That did happen, yeah.
Rip the Drawfee, man. I mean, they're still around, but like they got thrown out of that place too, and I was just so pissy about it. It looks like all of the Sonic things in general tend to take place on just what's called Mobius.
Yeah.
It's just Mobius it means different things every single time. And Smage, I know the term Bible in terms of like world building and stuff. I make jokes about it occasionally when lore doesn't make sense. I'm like, oh, clearly they just don't have a lore Bible on hand for this game that already sucks ass. The fact that people cared enough about keeping Sonic lore consistent enough to try and write a Bible for it, given how inconsistent Sonic lore is, I think is just a treat.
Ow. Tried to dodge, I failed.
Oki, the wonderful thing about the Mobius Strip Club is if you go in one direction, eventually you'll find it. Oh, that was bullshit. What the fuck are hitboxes? Pig, do you know you can escape grabs?
No.
Yeah. I don't know what specifically lets you do it, but I just mash L1,
okay, but,
R1, L2, and R2.
But you can't escape grabs when you're stuck in a wall.
No.
When there are skeletons all around you and you're being thrown into the tightest corner.
No, correct.
I did not know you could escape grabs. That's good to know.
Yeah, that's true for almost every single Soulsborne game. It will
okay,
not
I don't have any
negate the damage, but it will let you skip out on most of it.
Cool.
Also, yeah, Joshua, it's also in the comics.
Another buttered popcorn or rotten egg?
Also,
oh, how I long for the awful taste of popcorn.
That really, really puts it into like frame as to like how bad that is. Oh, Smage, you mean like the one where Sonic had to intentionally get his children killed by erasing the timeline they were born in? Because that was certainly in the comics, and was also the reason Sonic's not allowed to cry anymore. Oh god, the comics are so good, Pig.
The Archie comics look wild.
It's one of those things, right? Because, like, no joke, entirely unironically, Shadow the Hedgehog's my favorite character. I love his story a lot. People want to call him edgy or whatever, like, I actually love him a whole lot. But, like, the Archie comics go so much harder and so much, like, more interesting. And, like, even when they're bad, at least they tried something weird.
Yeah, be weird.
Speaking of these...
Oh?
Actually, no, I don't think I could talk in any degree
Tell me about
Charmy. I can't. It is so fucked. It's, like, actually fucked.
Question. Do I still need, Do I still need the sunlight maggot for Nito's fight?
No.
Okay, because the little bit of extra defense might help.
If you want, you could try the Mask of the Father to see if it lets you roll a little bit better, but I don't know...
No, I tried it earlier. It's not
okay.
enough of a change.
Yeah, the comics also have Sonic marry Shadow's ex-wife, so that's fun.
That... Of all the sentences, that's one.
Wow, I didn't realize all those words could be put in that order. Smidge! The fact that you know about the comics and don't know about that is so good, yeah. After Sonic functionally kills his own children, and resets the timeline.
Is that with the Super
after
Genesis
that,
wave or whatever?
I don't remember specifically. Essentially, like... Yes, Mage, in the timeline after Sonic was king, where Shadow instead, like, took the throne somehow, I don't remember. He marries Sally, and then they get a divorce, and Sonic marries her instead? Don't kick my ass!
Okay, so you know
Dude.
what?
Yeah?
Marriage was already something I didn't expect from Sonic. But the addition of the word divorce just...
See, the thing is, right, like, divorce specifically exists because of, like, the changes in Christianity in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
So...
This has got the same kind of implications that that the car pope has.
Show me a new fucking floor, too.
I
After I looked up on the fucking wiki, my jaw dropped so hard, it put a crack in the hardwood floor of my room. You owe me!
Oh, Pig, do you mean the bulletproof glass around the Cars movies Pope? That implies that there was a Pope assassination in the Cars movies?
Yes, I do mean that, in fact.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, you asked about Charmy. So, I don't know how many people know about Charmy the Bee. He's in, like, 2 games. He is, like, 4 years old, I believe? Let me double check that. He's 6, I'm sorry. He is a hyperactive, anthropomorphic honeybee with a big heart. And he's part of the Team Chaotix detective agency. No, it's more than that, Smage, I'm just pouty. He's in Heroes, he's in Knuckles Chaotix, and he shows up in certain games, but he doesn't really get played in them. Like, he shows up in Shadow the Hedgehog, he shows up in Sonic Forces, but, like, he doesn't do anything.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's just like a 6-year-old, and he's really adorable, and he's got a big heart. You want to know what happens in the comics?
I
and, like,
hate getting fucking stuck in corners, and this guy just keeps pushing me into corners. And there's no way to roll out, and I just get brutalized. Sorry, carry on.
No, you're fine. Like, actual massive content warning. Like, the comics get really fucked up, and if, like, the thought of torture is enough to make you go, maybe don't, like...
Strawberry smoothie or dead banana? Strawberry banana smoothie or dead fish? Dead banana is...
Dead banana.
I've got one more attempt.
My preference. Excuse me.
Oh,
so
I think they somehow put both flavors in that one bean.
I meant to ask you, has that ever happened before? Because, like, surely...
Bless you.
Excuse me.
This is getting out of hand.
Sorry, I tried to be more professional, and I actually couldn't see enough to go mute myself, because my eyes were so filled with tears at Smage getting so pissed off that he came into the VC to yell at me.
Corehawk is just incredibly powerful with the sound redeems.
Yeah, so in the comics, Charmy the Bee was a king that got kidnapped and was basically put into a room that starved him of oxygen, and he got brain damaged, and now he's stuck as a 6-year-old, and his wife is stuck basically just taking care of him and also ruling the kingdom. Oh
my god.
The comics get really fucking weird for, like, no reason. Like, I wasn't joking. For some reason, they were like, let's make this plotline real fucked.
One of my absolute favorite things, do you follow Death Battle?
No. I believe we've discussed it before. They did some... I don't remember what it actually was, but there was some video, like, a long, long time ago where I was like, this rubs me the wrong way. And then, like, I watched another, I was like, okay, it's consistent, and I just was like, no, thank you.
Which is perfectly fine. It's not for everybody. It's very much for me.
Yeah, it's for people like you and Cahill.
Yes. So, anyway, one of their recent battles was Silver versus Trunks from Dragon Ball Z. But it was specifically Xenoverse Trunks versus Archie Silver, and so they had to go into all of those details.
So, I don't know a lot about Archie Silver, but he also has some of the least consistent lore across the games, so I'd love to know how that even went.
Excuse me, I killed you. I mean, I didn't.
Sir,
clearly.
that's disrespectful.
So, spoiler for, like, a year-old Death Battle. Silver wins. And the reason is because Silver basically has complete control over all of time.
Okay.
Like, it's not just time travel. He has, there's like a new Chaos Emerald type of thing called the Chronos Emerald.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he can move through time at will.
Just to answer a quick question before it gets like drowned out in chat. Josh, Charmy the Bee in the games is just 6, like actual 6. And in the comics, he is noticeably older for part of it, but that's because timeline shenanigans, like, it's complicated. Yeah, just kind of moving wherever in time. Doesn't that technically mean he could functionally just duplicate himself infinitely?
No, because of the way Chronos Control works. Like, there is... That's also, like, one of the things. There is one Silver. Period.
Okay.
No, he can't do the... what's his name? Gold Star.
Ristar?
No. There's a DC hero. I think he's called Gold Star.
Yeah, I don't know DC super well.
Another time traveler. And one of his favorite tricks is to make time duplicates.
There's a lot of things that... a lot of media I consume that does that, where it's like, people with time powers will, like, just do that. They'll just create time loops so they just get, like, many, many, many duplicates of themselves, which I love.
Yeah.
Also, I'm on the wiki for the Sonic the Hedgehog comics because
Look
as much
up
as I love how weird and
Buff
wacky these get, I also like to make sure I'm, like, mostly correct at bare minimum.
Look up Buff Tails.
I'm scared too. Give me 1 second, because there's a
Damn
specific
it!
sentence that I just read with my eyes.
How do I dodge that?
It's one of those you have to read his animation and just know the timing. It's ass.
Fuck off 3 times in a row.
At Charmy's urging, he asked the Queen to let Charmy return back home to the Chaotix, but
4
insisted that
times
none
in
of
a
Charmy's
row?
teammates ever find out for fear that they'd kill him.
God, fuck this game.
Yeah, that's... You want to be a bit closer to him. The only time you want to be away from him is when he does that big AoE
Max.
shadow pool.
Max, I need you to understand.
I do. I know.
That I can't get close to him when he hits me with a long-range attack 4 times in a row.
The only other help I can give, other than watch his animations, is... I believe if you use the Dragon's Great Axe, because it does blunt damage, it might do better, because skeletons are weak to blunt.
Yeah, the problem is I'm killing the mobs in 1 hit. Anyway, last bean, and then... I mean, this is how it's consistently gone. Ooh. Popcorn's not actually too bad. This is how it's consistently gone. I start by beating one of the Great Lords, and end by not beating another one of the Great Lords.
Honestly, I'm fine with that.
Smage, I actually meant to two-hand. Oh. Oh, it's so dark.
Yeah. This is it, everybody. We did it. We beat the game. This is Dark Soul.
Oh, it's so dark. What the hell? Who thought this was a good idea?
More sentences out of context. Using his flying prowess, Charmy was able to dispose of a plutonium bomb.
You know, that doesn't need context. But yeah, look, the improved helmet did reduce damage a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's particularly frustrating because of how well I did the very first time. Yeah.
Do me a personal favor, real quick. Could you show me what level you are?
73.
Thank you. I'm gonna leave that as a note for myself for later.
Cool. Anyway. Let us find out who is online and deserves to be rated. I mean, everybody deserves to be rated, but you'll know that.
There's this cool dude online. They call me Mr. Pig, it seems.
I don't know, he sounds like kind of a nerd. Like, you know I don't rate nerds.
Oh, well, I was gonna offer Calvi, but...
Yeah?
You don't like nerds.
Yeah, I haven't rated Kelpie in a while.
Oh, dude, she's playing Tetris Effect with Apcarnist, and let me tell you.
Oh, that's gonna be wonderful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love Tetris. I've yet to have anyone play me in Tetris, but I love it a lot.
But yeah, Max, thanks for joining me. Thanks for the lore and just the commiseration.
Yeah, of course.
Chat, thank you for being here. It was very much appreciated. I'll be streaming again on Sunday, 2:30 Eastern Time, where I'm going to be starting Apico, which I'm very excited for.
Oh, I've actually played that game. It's really good. You'll love it.
Yeah, I like management games, and I like bees. Hence, bees.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dark Souls will return next Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern Time, where if it's anything like my previous streams, I'll beat Nito in like 2 minutes, and then spend the rest of the stream getting to the next boss.
Yeah.
And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening, or whatever time zone you're in. I'll see you around in future streams. Have a good one, everybody.
Yeah, go enjoy your day.